107.5 FM.
Yes, sir. A special one from the CEO, stand with the spoon and your boy. Right at the south end.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to get my action. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon.
I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Morovia. I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you will know. If the children right for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, my brother, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah. To spoon. You from Funjama, Maryland to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Every eat my graduate, my brother to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You want to get a nose update, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, everybody. Yes, everybody. Listen. Balabadiba. Kididi dabado.
Spoon entertainment. Yes, make sure. To the spoon,
Yes, sir. A special one from the CEO, stand with the spoon and your boy. Right at the south end.
to the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to get my action. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon.
I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Morovia. I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you will know. If the children right for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, my brother, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, don't just move. Yeah, don't just move. You from Virginia, Maryland, don't just move. Yeah, don't just move. You get my regular, my brother, don't just move. You got a small TV, you got a small radio, don't just move. Yeah, don't just move. You want to get a nose of it, don't just move. Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibaba, kilibaba, kilibaba. Kilibaba, kilibaba, kilibaba. What I want is for you, Batty. It's for you, Batty.
Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, right in the South End. George is on the beat.
On the spoon to get your information. On the spoon to be part of the section. Spoon, television. Spoon.
I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Morovia. I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to trust me, you will know. The children crying for starvation, just don't trust me. You want to get the news update, my brother, don't trust me. You want to know what is happening, my brother, don't trust me. For the future, want to make their decision, just don't trust me. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, don't trust me. Yeah, don't trust me. Yeah. Just one. You from Vanjama, Maryland to Tosco.
Of course, whether you're from Vanjama, whether you're from Maryland, whether you're from Bopolu there in Bapolu, whether you're from Rabasport in Cape Mount or Medina or Tianine, all of those places in Grand Cape Mount County. I better say you from Bummy, Tottenham Bar, and the rest of those places making up Bummy County. Whether you're from Margibi, Kononla, Tovia, the rest of those places, Kakata making up Margibi County. Or you from Grand Jida County, Sweju, Zulueske, if you want to call it that way. Penocon and all those places making up Grand Jida County. I better say you from Nimba, Ganta, Saklepi, Saninkole, Ban, and all of those places, including Sokopa. Or you from Lofa, Foyama, Foya, Zozo. Or you from Bon County? Banga, Totota. My favorite place, my favorite town along the Ganta or Banga to Ganta, Monrovia to Ganta Highway is a town called Tomato Camp. Who all know Tomato Camp? Yeah, it's a town called Tomato Camp. Anytime I'm on that road, I always look out for tomato camp. Me, I like to call it tomato camp. I mean, put no civilization inside tomato camp. Anytime I see that place, I know so I'm not too far. But anyway, welcome to the program. This is Liberia's #1 show. This is the Spoon Talk. Tonight's edition is 101 with the CEO. Yeah, the show we were off on Saturday. People started calling, oh, they have been on Saturday. So now too, we need the rest. Yeah, with all that's happening in the country, this job is a tiring job as well. It's a really, really tiring job. You wouldn't know it until you're inside. It's really tiring. Sometimes you need to take a break to rejuvenate so you don't burn yourself out. So we took Saturday off, yeah, my people. Yeah, we took Saturday off. Yeah, thank you for your understanding. To Per Campbell, who says we are back. Yes, we are definitely back. To Sapo and Koti watching us from New Georgia Estate, Mustafa Lahoun from Stephen Torbert Estate, from one estate to another estate. David Richard is following us from Soul Clinic Community. How are you doing? Let me see who again. Christiana Pello Carter is watching us from Bartnersville, another estate. So we have a lot of estate people watching us tonight. Twer Soul says, I'm watching you from Chattanooga, Tennessee, one time today. Ha ha ha. He says, I'm on time today. That's good to know. Seku Donzo says, man can talk. Oh, are you referring to Henry Costa, who's our guest tonight? Yeah, Henry Costa is our guest tonight on 101 with the CEO. Yesterday, Costa was like, oh, I'm challenging Martin, calling you to come to a heavyweight debate to discuss evidence and no evidence, which evidence is evidencing, which one is not evidencing, and all that kind of stuff. And Martin Colley said, no, I beat boy, I want debate. Yeah, I'll put my thing on Facebook. You can. So Costa says it's coming on. To tell you, when they show you that person tell you, at the end of the day, Liberian people will decide. So Costa will be our guest tonight on the program. He promises to make the show fiery. A lot of things happening in the country over the past week. Amongst all of those things, the arrest of former Vice President Jua Howard Taylor, who's still under doctor's observation at the Gomez Institute of Medical Science in Sophie. So she's still there, as per my knowledge. I was there yesterday, did a little scooping around. I was there again today, But this week promises to even be a more fiery week. President Weah, former president of the Republic of Liberia, did address the Nigerian Bar Association, the association of all the lawyers in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Nigeria is a federal state, right? They have a federal system of government. They have the states government, then they have the federal government, which is the big government of all the governments. So the former president addressed the Nigerian Bar Association today. He opened up by saying, I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not going to pretend as if I'm one. He talked about the law, being upheld, lawyers sticking to the tendencies of the legal trade. It protects democracy and all of those things. He talked about women inclusion, women empowerment, every other thing. We'll talk a bit about his speech today there to the Nigerian Bar Association. But that's another thing that transpired today. We'll go to the phone lines for you to tell us what's on your minds quickly. 077771075, 05551101075. Those are the numbers for you to call us up and let us know what's on your mind. Anna G. Moore says, I'm watching you from Nimba County. Ibrahim V. Yen is following us from Monrovia, Gartnersville. Jirel Miguel Bering is following us from Thailand. What other Bangkok or any other place in Thailand? Sam Pupo is watching us from Cardwell. Says he's a student of political science of the University of, I will say, as UL. Let's take this first person on the line. Hello, your name and where you joining us from, please?
How are you? My name is Adam Kane. I'm joining from Dora. Next thing I'm talking point go to second. Second will not take, I'm not crediting for second, but when you put your data, second can pay your money. They just stealing our money. Why second you're doing anything to all? I'm not credit nothing for you, but when I put my data, you take it. Why you taking my data for? So I call on the government to check on second, the criminal company. No, just taking for money. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for calling. Though you didn't give me the chance to tell you this is not Nelson, but we hear your point. You know what you're angry? They say data is life. You can't blame them, man. Hello, your name and where you calling us from?
Hello, good evening, Mr. Damos Slanga.
How are you, sir?
My own brother, all the way my daddy.
Yeah, my man. Go ahead. What's on your mind?
Yeah, what's on my mind? My name is Alfonso B. Vaca, aka Red Power International. What on my mind is the situation and condition in this country, because people are fabricating, people are guessing, people are saying things that they don't know about. Look, it's a Bible that says the name that you cannot duck, you will not feed the itch. Thank you.
But wait now, what's the other guy on a parable? Major can get parable. Let's take this next
Thank
person.
you very much.
Hello, your name and where you calling us from,
Slanga.
please?
Thank you very much. Slanga, I'm Spencer Mohammed, and I call from Spoon Hill. When time for me, a member of Concern like Prayer for Justice. Slanga, what's on my mind tonight is this. I want to appreciate President Weah for ably defending Liberia on the international stage. His speech today was delivered eloquently and represented Liberia. We want to say bravo, President Weah. And the next thing on my mind has to do with this drug issue. Yesterday, when Martin K. and colleagues released the statement or the evidence against Pizarro Biago, the government was fast in taking decision. Today, the same Martin Colley releases evidence against Gregory Kuma, and everyone is coming on the defense. So I'm thinking, what standard they use against Biago and what standard they are using against Gregory today?
Okay.
Is this like one there?
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. 077771075 055101075. Let's take this person on this line. Hello.
Hello, Damo.
Yes, sir. You're live. Kindly go ahead. What's on your mind?
Okay, so I've been calling from Kakata City. What on my mind this evening is the way Echo Ben is treating us.
I think Echo Ben do to you again.
Someone, or even with a customer in the bank. You know, they have a system they call push and pull, where you will just remain there, remain to your area when you receive any money in your Echo Pay account, you send it to your mobile money account. What they have been doing it to us since June last last. Each time the government want to pay salary, they will close our system for us, so that when we go there, they can just cut in order for us from the USR. After the pay, it's always, but they know that government pay now, they are closing again just for them to steal from us.
Okay.
I'm calling on the government of Liberia to know that they shouldn't be calling now just because we go there to get so that they can get money from there.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. But I just can't show you just tie of pay like that, a serious student. You made me scared.
There's a lot to talk about today. You know, when I miss a day on the show, when I miss a day, I kind of like it set me back. It set me back. So I need to, you know, just keep this going every day. I just can't miss a day.
So that the reason you come on the show, you know, you just
okay. So if you miss class, you refuse to go to school whole week, you can catch up. You just can't.
Who you are. They got some people that miss school whole week, but I guess.
Man, come on. No, if you miss Spoon Talk to go back and catch up, we're running.
So
it's not depression. It's not depression. It's just a no. It's just a sad. Yeah, but it's a sad time. Look, we got a lot to talk about. If we talk about the 3-4 different cartel operations in the country, if we have any, if you talk about $500 million war for drugs, if you talk about we having Henry Pedro Costa coming on the show, and this week also. Martin Colley is coming on the show this week too to come to his own. If you talk about all this, Martin is coming on. Say that.
But they have each other.
Yeah. You know, I don't want no fist fight. So I have decided, and I beg the Honorable Henry Pedro Costa, and I beg Martin Quarry, that we can bring them together. The nation will not stand the heat. The nation cannot stand the heat when you bring both of them in the studio.
We can stand it.
No, that's a different kind of heat. Because if you bring Martin, look, I will not be able to control both of them. So we got to separate them. We got to get everybody their own time and season. Because they got a lot to say. Look, Spoon Talk said a lot. Front Page is firing. I saw my friend Rotten here on the Northern Country Network. He's talking about the transnational drugs operation. And to tell you the truth, and what we do here 7 days a week. Come on. I cannot bring Martin, and Costa and Martin. No. But you know the irony here, Damo? And tell you Costa. Say that?
No, you said, if I know the irony, I said no. Please tell me.
Yeah. The issue is that both men, I need your attention here. Don't look at the woman like going, let she go. Leave the girl alone, let she go.
Right? No, when you say a green dress,
yeah, she will stay go. She can wear yellow, green, anything. She will stay go. She will wait for time.
I'll be right back.
No. Let she wait for time and season. No, you can't leave me. No, we're not. No, let Lorena go. Don't do that. Wait. When tell Lorena wait.
I think that just 1 minute. Let me.
Don't do it today. Do it tomorrow, that directive.
Right.
Do it tomorrow. Yeah.
All right.
Nothing else for. Do it tomorrow. Yeah. I institute you can't leave it because you know what? Let Lorena wait. Costa come, you will talk to her. Then she wait. So she left church, everything to come see you. But I go back to our story, yeah.
You can't
make it. Go talk to her. Talk to her. Before she cry. But I want to say to you, though, we're going to be having a wonderful show today. We have Henry Pedro Costa coming on. It's going to be a great one. We want to say to all of you, listen, just get it ready. But sometime this week, Martin Quarry going to come up too and talk because this is about who's in and who's out. I think we all mean well when it comes to this drugs issue. So look, if I bring both of them on, I would need or not the Labrador Jones security. I would need an international Jones security, especially the American Jones security. I don't know what say you. So we agree, and thanks to Costa and Martin, they agree they're going to come on their own day to tell the Liberian people their own way of fighting these drugs and every other thing you've been hearing doing this week. So share the show. It's good to have you on. Share the show. Samuel Jasper is good. Very, very well is sincere. Listen, we are on today. Share the show, but I want to hear from you. Was the decision right to bring Martin and Costa on the separate day? What do you think? I want to hear from you. You can text, and let me read your text, right? Lucien Ture, what do you think? I just can bring them together. We just can agree. So therefore, I want to say, thank you very much. I think, Lucien, you agree with me. Right? Let's see what Lamin Edward say. Lamin Edward, again, what say you? It will be only important we hear from Costa today. Then maybe by Wednesday or Thursday, we hear from Martin Quarry. But you know what? We got new development on everything. It is a great time in our country to say to you that God bless America, God bless Liberia, God bless every one of you for sharing the show, where you're joining us from. Philip Badi Sr., it's good to see you. Japa Toba, it's good to see you. Yeah, you asking for Costa. Costa is coming on. Costa, anyone know where he's coming on? Kowu Moba is in the house. It's good to see you. We're going to dig into the Minnesota car issue. We're going to dig into the allegation of Gregory Coleman. You know, they say Gregory baby man. Yeah, Costa, we're talking about that. Yeah, another sister called Stephanie. What's going on with her? Costa, we're talking about that. The government fight against corruption. What's up? What say he? He going to talk about that. Let's talk about all the different allegations. Why some people are in jail? Why people in jail? Why is it cherry picking? We're going to talk about my Joel Howard Taylor. Huge allegation on her that she's a female just trafficker. Costa going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the government. We're going to talk about the way forward. We're going to talk about the international connection here. You remember Costa said they got the Mossad, they got CIA, they got FBI, they got everybody in Liberia helping with this investigation. Well, Costa going to talk about that. So we will be welcoming Henry Pedro Costa on the show. I'd like to say to all of you, listen guys, it's going to be a great one today. Then guess what happened? Tomorrow we got something for you. Ha ha. Man can talk all, but man come to talk all. So you remember, we said this. Look, something is changing. I want to inform you, the voices of Labalazu. Thank you very much for sharing. Who's sharing again? Alexander Boniface, Emmanuel Hayes. Thank you for sharing the show. Go on Facebook right now and share. Who's here? Tom Nangwe. It's good to see you, Tom Nangwe. Thank you for sharing for Looking Town. Daniel Ciaro B. It's good. We're waiting for Costa. I told Costa to join us, so the man trying to do his last touch up. He will be coming in. And the name is Austin Ban. Austin is here. Victor Gray. Victor Gray is here. God favor son. God favor comfort Norma is in the house. Elizabeth Williams. No, Ebenezer Williams. Now Elizabeth, my eye jumping down. But that one, you told Lorena, she still called me. What is written cannot be changed.
Everything okay. It's all right.
Business. What is written. She will cry wolf tire. You want to say? Ali Kaba is here also. Let's bring in Esther Ekwa. Esther Ekwa, how you doing? Oh man, everybody saying they can't wait for Costa. My people Costa coming. But hey, have you heard, Diamond? I don't know what I should say this. I've been frank though. I don't know what I should say this. What leaders calling President Baga? He's not answering your phone concerning my Joe Howard Taylor.
Oh, the phone badger low.
You ever call President Baga? Go on that phone. They said every day President Baga phone battery low. It will tell you on West Up that the battery low. You don't have his number? Every day they will say President Baga phone battery low. It's on red. Then what leader calling him? He's not answering. Why is he evolving? I don't think he's running away. I think he got an answer for them. Or I think maybe this is just a propaganda demo, right? Somebody said Madame Sali called him. He didn't answer Madame Sali. But maybe Costa would tell us. But why? But come in, Costa. I mean, I sent him in the wrong something. You want to send me the right one?
Yeah, let me resend it to you. I can do that right
now. Send it to him too. Because Costa say in studio, but he's not. I'm not seeing him. Look, that we send the wrong link.
Probably. That means
just resend it. Just resend it. Look, that's a lot of stuff we are going to discuss. So are you sharing the show, Ruth Pay? Are you sharing, my people? Let's go ahead. Let's make this something because we will be patient. We will do. Nobody else coming on, right? That when the Costa down by myself, right? My guys not mad at me, but that's okay. Because we have to, okay, he got it, Damon. Well, we have to go into this thing. I want to say to all of you, it's going to be a great show. I hope you went to church today. Damon, guess what happened to me today? I overslept. I went to church. While entering the church, the pastor was singing the benediction song.
So does that count as being in church?
I received the benediction. No. I received the benediction. That's the beauty of church. The benediction will take you home. The benediction prepare you for the week.
When the kind of people that went to church now, so you count yourself to that you went to church.
So I enter heaven gates before they close the door. What say you? What say you? I enter the gate before they close the door.
When you were there.
No. They were singing the benediction song. So I received the benediction. Then we always say, what was the thing we say in church? So I received the benediction. Then we say the line we can say, right? That made the Lord watch between me and thee. That's something else we can say. We said that, right? That's something. And, it's a closing prayer. I receive it. I did. I receive it.
So the preaching.
And I pay my offering. I pay my offering.
But you can pay offering online. You can pay some of the offering.
No, you get it online. You get it online, but I let it pay I let it put it in the box because I don't trust the giving offering on the computer when I got money. So I put it in the box. I put my name on it. I put it in the box. I want God to recognize me. Yeah. So listen. To tell you the truth, you want to say something? I don't think you should because I went in church. When I entered the door, you got to enter the door. Then you go into the holiest of holies, right? So I entered the door, then I went into the holiest of holies. Then I heard her singing the benediction song, and I sang it.
I know somebody who has similar church experience like you today.
Welcome to the show. How you doing?
Thank you, my brother. Happy Sunday to you and Diamond. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are blessed to have you in studio. But this means it's always good having you. And like I said to every one of you joining us, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a wonderful show today. All right. The show, but as long as we can go, we got a lot to discuss about. Number one. Number two, if you want the after or the post analysis, come back tomorrow. After we do this, we out. But just some of you asked a question. You say we'll beat Costa and Martin Cordy. No, we changed the setting because Martin Cordy will come during the week. And, you know, like I said, I don't have the strength these guys have, and I don't want no palava. So we got to separate the group, right? But it's going to be a wonderful show today. We got a lot to talk about. We wrote down a lot of things Costa will be digging into: the car purchase from Minnesota, the Gregory Coleman involvement as alleged by Martin Cordy and other people. We're going to be talking about the government fight against drugs, cocaine. I hate to say drugs because this is $500 million worth of cocaine. The allegation on Joe Howard Taylor, she was charged, she's in the hospital. Why Costa know we got to dig deeper in him. We're going to talk about the IG, the baby man that get caught, the other sister that they accused. We're going to talk about this government and the international involvement. You remember Costa said we have the Mossad, we have the CIA, the FBI, the DEA. We have to talk about all those individuals. So I said to you, my fellow Liberian, share the show. Let's make progress and let's begin. It's all what we will say. If you want to add anything, you're following our live on Facebook, on YouTube, ask a question, send us your topic, we will squeeze it in. But have you shared the show? Like I said before, have you shared the show? If you do anything, get your popcorn and get ready to watch. Let's enjoy. Welcome to the show, Pedro. Let's hear you.
Thank you, my dear brother. Thank you very much, Stanton, and thanks for the great work you do here and for the great platform that you've built. One cannot ignore that fact that Spoon Talk is indeed the #1 platform in the country. And thank you so much. And it's a pleasure to be here.
Can you just, make small adjustment? Your son is too far off from the set. All right, I think you can hear me well?
Loud and clear. How is my audio?
You're good. You're good. You guys can hear Costa well?
It's a pleasure to be here.
If you can hear Costa, give him a thumbs up, please. I was losing him, but those of you that are hearing him, following us, if you can hear Henry Pedro, just let me know, or else we can make the adjustment. Today, we're going to jump into the show. Costa, you here? What brought you here today?
Well, as I said, Stan, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. We have a lot of things going on in the country, particularly surrounding the ongoing investigations, because there are two investigations: the 19 million and the 317 million, and all the developments that have been unfolding as a result of these ongoing investigations, and the people who have been nabbed and the people who have been who are going to be caught. And so it's sparking a very lively conversation. And so I'm just here today to give my own contributions on how these developments are.
Look, we have come a long way, Costa. We have June, May 22nd, June. People talking about 2024. People talking about 2018. Look, Costa, where are you? How did this whole thing, where are you? Let's go to the genesis, right? What do you think? When did it start? And it looks like we have problem with the internet, Costa. It looks like we have problem with your.
Am I okay now?
Yeah, but you're going in and out. You're going in and out.
I don't know why, but
you are freezing. Dama, you want to come on? Let's see whether it's it from me or is it, guys? Let me know. We still get a few more minutes. Let's adjust this. Is it from me or Costa is the Costa internet? Just let us know. Diamond, come on real quick. Let's make a quick. What you getting, Diamond? Because Costa will freeze a little bit. You are muted, Diamond. You are muted.
When he's speaking, I can hear him. I was hearing him.
Is the video okay?
Hi.
So now it's frozen. His video has got a glitch now, so he needs to exit and rejoin the link.
Yeah, Costa. So go out and come back in. All right, he will come back in. Wow, the board ready to fire. So, ladies and gentlemen, be patient. Costa will be joining us. We got to set the video and the audio well, and we want to go back from the beginning, Diamond. I was asking Costa about the genesis of this whole thing because people saying 2024, 2022. What does he know, right, Diamond? And I think we got to drag our way from the past to the present and see where we are. We got a lot, folks. You're going to enjoy the show. Be patient. I understand you guys here. Just let us know what you're hearing from your end. Those of you in Radio Land, let us know as well. Try to call Diamond on the other number quietly. Let's see whether we get Costa, whether it's good now, whether it's better. Costa,
hi.
You can hear me?
Hi, guys. Is it okay now?
Your audio is okay, but your audio is okay, but your video, right, Diamond? I think we'll just manage it.
I don't know what's going on with it. Then you are muted. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I want to give you a chance to speak to see whether it's from my end.
Okay.
So I muted myself.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so as you said, it's when you mute yourself, we don't get the feedback, Stan. So apparently it's from your end.
Yeah, so let me mute myself while you're speaking to erase the feedback. Go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah, so as I was saying, the we don't exactly know when these cartels came to Liberia and how they became established. But what we do know is that there have been drug busts, much bigger drug busts. As far back as when Mr. Sirleaf was president, there was a $500 million drug bust, even larger than this one. But what we do know, based on what we're hearing, Stanton, is that the cartels became very entrenched, very comfortable during the CDC time. It was during the CDC administration the cartel cultivated strategic relationships to protect them, to facilitate the move, the importation and the transiting and the trafficking of their products. And there was only one incident, one drug bust, which was accidental when the CDC was in power. But since then, with the new administration, we have seen deliberate drug busts. Okay, the one at the airport, the airport folks, they blew the whistle. But since then, we've seen deliberate drug busts by this administration to bring the cartel to their knees. And so I don't think the cartels will ever stop trying, Stanton. But just like crime in general, criminals never give up. Just because they get caught or they get exposed doesn't mean they give up. But I think we've seen a significant amount of political will on the part of the administration to deal with this. And that gives me comfort. That makes me confident that we're going to win against the cartels.
So, woman, you know what? I'm laughing because you just came out of the bags with this heavy firing. You said what happened during CDC time was accidental. I mean, you are referring to the $100 million drugs bust. Am I correct?
Yes, that is correct, Stan.
What do you mean it was accidental, though?
Here's why it was accidental. It was not the government that got this information. It was the cartel at the time. They were using the storage containers, frozen food. The Abidjane group brings in, or at least used to bring in, I don't know whether they still do, their frozen foods from Colombia because they have a huge poultry industry in Colombia. And the frozen foods are cheap there, chicken wings, chicken parts, and you name it. And so what the cartel used to do, and I know this because I will not say how, but I know this. The cartel used to load their drugs inside the company's frozen food containers. This company, a reputable business, And the people themselves, they now.
All right, guys, be patient. Be patient. We are working with that internet. Dama, don't go too far. We want to say to you again, because I have the internet problem from his end. We hope he can change his modem, maybe get on the phone. But hey, Costa is here. We're going to work this thing out. Dama, come on. Where you are, off the bat, folks. Let me ask you the question. Costa say, hey, Joe, we have $100 million drugs, burst orders, accidental. What say you? Adama, are you there? Come on the show, please. If Costa is saying the CDC $100 million discovery when they went in there, and we all know, we all follow that story, was accidental, I mean, then what say you? This is a great one here, and we got to just dig deeper. We hope the internet will work for Costa, because we just started show firing, and because of you, we are here. But what say you? What do you think? Let me ask some of you out there. Costa is saying that, listen, Stella, don't believe them. It wasn't them. It wasn't them. What say you? I just want to know, though. Seriously, I was taken back on this, Damo. I know Costa is coming back, but off the bat, he said anything, Joe, we are there during CDC time concerning that $100 million drugs issue was accidental. Quickly, Damo. I know Costa is coming back. Is that how we're starting the show? Just firing off the bat? You're muted, Damo. You're muted.
CEO, when you extended the invitation to Costa, you expected that he would come out, fiery and blazing. So he will explain himself better.
I mean, for Costa to say the guy shouldn't take credit? Are you kidding me? He going after them off the bat. I see Costa in the back. Dama, don't go too far, thank you. The Costa is making me too afraid right now. Don't go too far. Don't leave me hanging, please. I know you'll be on. Don't leave me hanging, Dama. Don't go too far. Costa is going to have you back on. I hope the internet can work. But
I hope so too.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I just want to correct something. This frozen foods company, they bring in their frozen foods from Brazil. That's where they bring it from. And so every time, at least a few shipments that came in, they suspected there were these strange guys who would come and go to their warehouses and make specific requests for specific containers. Not knowing the Americans were observing. The Americans were paying attention. It was the American embassy that reported, that provided this tip to the Liberian government security forces, and that's how they moved in and had the container. That's why I say it was accidental, Anton, because it was not them. You remember the company was never prosecuted because the company, they were whistleblowers. I will not call the name of the company, but we all know the company. We don't want to associate them with it, but they were the whistleblowers because the Americans found it out and they cooperated with the Americans, and that's how they went in and they arrested these guys. So it was accidental. It was not the Liberian government at the time that made this deliberate, that followed this investigation or that conducted a surveillance and got the people arrested. No, it was not. It was the U.S. Embassy that provided the information. And that is how those people were arrested.
Okay, so let me ask you, what did George Manawia do, the former president, that President Barack government is doing differently, comparing the $100 million to the $300 or $500 million?
Yeah.
Investigation.
Good. So this company, TRH, when the drugs came in, the American embassy folks came under the supervision of the U.S. embassy people. They opened the containers even before they entered their premises, and that is how the security forces were forced to take action. Now, what did they do? They arrested the individuals who are going to purchase the specific containers. Stanton, they were arrested, and on them they had $250,000 US. and they took them to court. And eventually, we know the government lost the case for a number of reasons, But the fact of the matter is that the people did not get to go to prison. The government lost the case. Judge Blamo Dixon acquitted the individuals, these foreign nationals. So under the George Weah administration, there were no other drug busts in the entire 6 years that they were in office, except that one incident, which was facilitated by the United States Embassy with the cooperation of the company.
You are saying there were no other cocaine drugs bursts, but you cannot say there were no other drugs bursts because they had the Kush and other drugs. Am I correct?
That is correct. But Stanton, Kush is brought in from next to Sierra Leone. It's a low-level, inexpensive product. It's normally done by locals. Most of the people who we've seen bringing Kush in, Stanton, they are Liberians that are bringing Kush. Kush is not high value like cocaine. But when you talk about transnational drug trade, you're talking cocaine, which is high value. That thing goes for $2,000-$3,000 a kilo in Colombia or Mexico. But when it lands in Europe,
we just corrected that it's the cocaine you are talking about, not the low grade.
Yes.
So let me ask you about the supervision here. And guys, again, look, share the show. We didn't restart nothing yet. You enjoy it. The supervision. Somebody will say, listen, man. You saying all this thing, but let's talk about the way in which the government themselves got rid of the $100 million cocaine compared to Unity Party government burning $300 or $400 or $500 million worth of cocaine. No U.S. supervision. Am I correct? The last operation to burn the cocaine. Why there was such a haste? Why there were no international partner supervision?
Are you talking about the most recent one, the 370 million?
Joseph Boakai, $500,000 cocaine.
Well, I watched it on Spoon, Stanton. I saw what appeared to be a lot of media folks there, some international folks there, and I saw them burn. I'm told they have this test kit, which of course they had to verify or authenticate. It was actually cocaine that was being burned. I'm told that exercise was conducted before the destruction of the contraband was actually done. I'm told that was done. And I'm also told.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm also told that they had collected a small amount of it for evidence purposes during the trials, and they did not need to keep. They said it's risky to keep almost $400 million worth of drugs. I mean, we hear about stuff here in America where contraband drugs and stuff get missing from evidence rooms here, even in the United States here. So where in Liberia, Stanton, would you trust keeping almost $500 million worth of cocaine?
You're right. I understand that. But the argument the other side is making, we have the DEA, the American DEA, the American CIA, the American FBI. Everyone was present. And in their presence, we burned $100 million worth of cocaine. Come to Unity Party, President Boakai government, no international partner present. Speak to that.
I cannot say for a fact that the Americans were not present, Stanton. We saw a lot of people present. I saw some people who did not look Liberian. I saw people who look like they were not Liberian. So who knows whether they had Americans present? I'm pretty sure the Americans had representative present. All the FBI folks and the DEA folks and the DSS folks who are in town, all of them, I'm sure, did not need to be physically present. I'm pretty sure they designated somebody or one or two of their personnel to observe the process. But what I do know for a fact, the testing in order to authenticate that it was actually cocaine powder that was being burned and not just some baby powder.
Okay, so thank you very much. We got to run, ladies and gentlemen. I know you still say also. Listen, if you follow the live feed, the people themselves speaking, they answer your question, they're making their own argument. We love it because it's a spoon. Let's come to the issue here. How do you think the president fight against cocaine is going? Let's talk about over 33 individuals charged, maybe not all of them, but the allegation on them, we can run through the names. Why, Costa, the important folks not in jail? Some of the important folks, Costa, It's troubling because people say, well, the OMA been selective. Gregory Coleman and the Jones Security been selective. Why are some of the very, very important folks, for example, Mark Pierre, you know the story on him.
But stand on. This is what I'm told. In the next days and weeks, there are going to be serious indictments. The investigations, I'm told, were concluded last week. The investigation into the $19 million, I'm told, was concluded last Wednesday. And the investigation into the $317 million was concluded on last Friday. They have to conclude all of the investigations, Santa, before they proceed to the courts to secure indictments. So I'm told in this week and the weeks to come, there will be indictments. People like Mark Kuya, people like
that's the issue, my friend. If you arrest someone, right, there's a reason why you're going to arrest them, linking them to drugs. These are noble allegations, right? We can allege on the show, you and I. We do not have arresting power. But the government, the Jones Security, alleged. They came out and they said to you, Henry Pedro Costa, Mark Kuya, we're going to charge him. Why will you charge a drugs operative? And he's still walking free. He's not being barred.
Here is the thing. They have not been charged. In our jurisprudence, when somebody is considered a suspect,
Mark Kuya is charged. I can send you the charge sheet. I'm going to put it up. He is charged.
Mark Kuya, I don't know the details, but I know that Mark Kuya is a suspect. I know that. I know that several of the guys from the NSA who was dismissed and or suspended, they are suspects. They are not persons of interest. They play various roles according to the security forces, not according to you and I. For example, Spencer, some of these people, we know that they are personal friends, but we never knew that they were allegedly involved.
So, but the question, Costa, why will you charge some of them, the Patrick Doe, the Mark Kuya, and all of these people? And let me say to you, my people, we are just taking off the Tantan one, that the cool people say the small will get into the whole thing. Costa, do you think it's troubling if you're saying that, well, these people are just allegations, you know, they are suspect, whatever they may be, you charge them? Gregory Coleman spoke about Mark Kuya. And I'm uploading this Mark Kuya information up. Why is he still roaming the street? Why is Patrick Doe? What about the young man called Johnny Walker Dean? Why do you think that you come out, you say, well, we have so many evidence on them, we will tie them down, but they are still free and they're on TikTok. They are there talking and saying nobody can touch them. How dangerous it is for this white Costa.
Stanton, I can say this to you definitively. If there was no political will on the part of the president to act against these individuals, they would not have been dismissed in the first place. There is no sacred cow here. Contrary to the perception out there, all of these individuals who have been dismissed, who have been alleged to be involved, they are going to get indicted. Watch and see, Stanton. Give it another week.
All of the individual, we have heard the name, now what sponsor, now what front page say, now what Martin Correa Costa say, you are assuring the Liberian people they will have the day in court.
They will have the day in court, every single one of them. The charges may be different because everybody didn't play the same role, but all of these individuals will be dealt with. Now let me clarify something about Johnny Bolladin. It was never said that Johnny Bolladin is a part of the cartel. What was stated was that Johnny Bolladin, according to the IG of police, he said himself that he admitted to receiving $10,000 from a certain lady whose husband or fiancé or spouse was involved. And the purpose of the $10,000 was to do what, Santa? To make conditions conducive, comfortable. So Johnny Bolladin is not part of the cartel, but he took allegedly money, not allegedly because they said he admitted. So that's different. So Johnny Bolladin is not being treated here as a cartel suspect or a member of the drug cartel.
I agree with you. Should Mark Kuya be your state witness? We're not hearing you, sir. We are not hearing you. Okay, so again, guys, like I said to you, be patient. We're working with Costa Internet. We got to press Costa. Are you hearing me? We're not hearing you. Go out and come back in, Costa. Just go out and come back in. Maybe the internet trip. Go out and come back in. Maybe the internet trick. All right. So, folks, let's take it easy. Costa is to a different location. Maybe the internet tripping a lot, but we have to go ahead with Marquia, and Costa need to answer this question. Be a state witness. Should he be a state witness? And that's the question people are asking. Should Patrick Doe be a state witness? Who can be a state witness? Henry Pedro, are you with us? Pedro.
Yes.
Good. I can hear you now. You got my, yeah, thank
Perfect.
you. You got a question. Should Marquia or Patrick Doe or Paul King, should they serve as state witness in this investigation?
Stanton, that is not something a private citizen such as myself should provide opinion on.
You're not a private citizen, Costa. You don't do that to us.
No, I am a private citizen, Stanton.
Your voice. So
what is your view? Should they be state witnesses or should they be
asking you? I'm the one asking you the question.
All right, fine. I will answer. I think based on the gravity and the significance of their roles, the respective roles that they play, I trust the wisdom, the legal perspicacity of the Attorney General and his team of prosecutors. They will determine who should be what. Who should play what role? Because there are some people, they are small fish. They play a small role. If you can get them to flip on somebody else who play a bigger role, then they can turn them into a state witness against the people who play a bigger role. We see that happen all over the world in jurisprudences around the world. So, but they will determine who should play a big role and who should play a small role. I mean, who should be a state witness or who should be indicted and prosecuted.
Because like I said to you, you have huge people following us right now. Everybody sharing the show. Listen, this is about a straightforward question and answer. You are not being sincere in answering. Do you think when it comes to Marquia, the government should tap him and bring him in as a state witness? Reason why we are saying this, he wrote the letter, having conversation, bring in the cocaine ship, the ship that was arrested by the Ivorian authority. He was the one operating the RIA, his boat and everything. The allegation is huge. People are looking for President Bouakai to be transparent. Look, people want to believe in the joint security.
Marquia is my friend.
If the government even thinking for one bit to making a step with it, do you think that's a good idea?
Benjamin, are you there?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm here. I can hear you.
If Marquia played a key role, as we're seeing from all the roles from all the pieces of information that we're getting, Marquia should be prosecuted himself and should not be a state witness. If he played a key role, that letter that Marquia wrote, Stanton, this vessel that was supposedly in distress, that had maneuverability problem, and then I was asking for it to be allowed to come in, and by the time I was trying to intervene and escape, it suddenly became okay to move. Marquia has a lot to say, and if Marquia cannot provide the kind of information that they want, that could possibly they could offer him a deal, Marquia should be prosecuted himself. And he's a friend of mine.
Because of his relationship with the first family, the son to Katuma Bouakai, the friend to Jojo Bouakai, should they give him a plea deal that would not even allow him to serve time? Marquia, the money coming in, his connection, and we can go there. Do you think for the sake of government transparency, for the people to believe this government, they should even offer him a plea deal?
No, Stanton, they should not. Marquia has a relationship. This is something that should tell you about the kind of president you have. Marquia has known the first family for many decades. He's like the foster son to these people. And yet the president of the republic could move to not suspend, to outrightly dismiss Marquia. What does that tell you about Joseph Yuma Bouakai? Joseph Yuma Bouakai will spare no one. If there is credible evidence that ties you to involvement in some small or significant way in these drug activities, I assure you, if the evidence is good And look, I was surprised when I heard, Makuya wrote a letter for a whole vessel. In my suspicion, and this is not factual, that vessel looks like a vessel that transports the cocaine from country to country. That's what it looks like to me. Apparently, that is a vessel that comes. It would stop a few miles off the coast, and the smaller vessels will go to it, and they will unload the cargo and bring it. Because what kind of vessel is that? You are mute, Stanton. So my thing is, this tells you everything you need to know about the president's commitment to fighting this drug scourge.
And I agree with you. Listen, that's why we are having this show, folks. Again, thank you for sharing. I didn't know there was going to be this very, very rough conversation. Costa, if you need more bottled water or coconut juice, we have it for you. Don't worry. Let me say this to you, Costa, though. Let's talk about Patrick, though. Were you surprised? Deputy for administration, work on a Samuka, assistant minister, his relationship with folks in this government, left in Philadelphia where you live. I believe you know him. Were you surprised his involvement here? And should he have a plea deal?
My heart was broken. Stanton, Patrick Doe is a friend. He's a big brother. He's much older than I am, but he's a very good friend. We go back many, many years. Patrick Doe lives only 15, 20 minutes from me in Delaware. We've been very close. When I heard Patrick Doe's name, I was shocked, but I didn't rush to draw a conclusion. I did not. But then I started hearing all kinds of things, some of which I will not say yet. But when I tried to reach out to mutual friends to find out, Patrick Doe, what the mutual friend said is that somebody, a colleague from work, a junior colleague from the NSA offered him, a weekend gas at one time, and that was the extent to Patrick Doe's, role. This person gave him gas for the weekend. And this is the person who, I'm told, Stanton, has been spilling the beans, naming names. And this is the person. But then some other people told me, oh no, Patrick Doe's role is beyond that. They are saying other things that I have not been able to independently verify. But for the president of the Republic, Stanton, Joseph Yuma Boakai, to have outrightly dismissed Patrick Doe, he must have seen something credible. Joseph Yuma Boakai told me one day at breakfast table when he was president, he said, Henry, when you have this much power, you have to be careful how you act against people when you hear things. Because one decision can destroy somebody's life. It's not everything you hear is true. So the attitude of this president is he will have to get facts. When he has the facts, Stanton, whether it comes from Stanton Weatherspoon, whether it comes from Joe Blow, the president will act. For the president to have acted in dismissing Patrick Doe, the president must have seen something you and I have not seen, Stanton. That is what I have to say. And just so you all know, full disclosure, Patrick Doe is a very good friend. And I wish him the best in this struggle to exonerate himself.
I'm going to end here because we got to move. We are getting on 5 speed. Let's talk about Paul King. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul King, the GLS guy. The guy that said, well, I didn't know I was out of the country. They told me that they had shipment. The $19.2 million. Should Paul King be given a plea deal?
Paul King is already being prosecuted. His case is already in court. He's part of the 19 million thing. The case is already in court. The security forces, at this point, is no longer with the security forces, is with the Ministry of Justice. They are prosecuting this. They must have substantive evidence, watertight evidence, that Paul King knowingly facilitated the attempted transport by air of the $19 million drug. So, and that was the second shipment. The first one was done May 22nd, Central. Yeah. So I think what they have, and they're confident, and I trust their wisdom. I think he should continue to be prosecuted as he has been prosecuted. And we don't talk about that a lot.
Do you know Paul King?
No, I do not know Paul King. In fact, it is his brother Peter King I have met a few times, but I don't think I've ever met Paul King. But Paul King ran the day-to-day. According to what I heard, the reason his brother is not being prosecuted because he was a CEO, but he did not run the day-to-day. It was his brother Paul King, who I'm told was involved with running the day-to-day.
why should the company still be operating, Costa?
Stanton, wait, you know, a corporation is a separate entity by itself under Liberian law. They have a concession, a 25-year concession, Stanton. If an individual, whether they are part owner or owner of the corporation, does something wrong, it does not mean the corporation should be held liable. You know,
the corporation, no, Costa. The shipment was under the corporation. Am I correct?
No, the shipment was.
That's the way Costa going to come back. Costa will come back. Costa must come back. Let's wait more. We're getting there. We're getting there. To those of you, again, I need to question. I need some serious question from you. Every one of you joining us, Costa internet tripping. Let's see whether he will be back shortly. But I need to question. We got to post the question to Costa. And all of you go back again and reshare the show. Let's have fun. Let's discuss. Again, let's talk about the shipment. It was under the company GLS. Am I correct?
GLS and NAS, they have a 25-year or 15-year, I don't know how long their concession is for cargo handling at the airport, right? The cargo did not come, they did not originate with them, but they were shipping it because they handle cargo handling at the airport. That is the fact of the matter. But it was a cargo.
The company in question, that the owners, Peter King and Paul King, responsible when they shipped the first consignment, that information on the document to Europe, right? The Dutch Netherlands. They ship it. They made 22nd consignment. They were about to ship this one. So how can you separate the company from Paul or Peter King?
No, what I'm trying to say, Stanton, is you have the company. It's under Liberian law, a corporation is a separate entity from an individual. For example, if a corporation owes somebody, and I'm the CEO of the corporation, you can sue the corporation and not me, who am the owner. Because under Liberian law, a corporation is treated as a separate entity.
So of course, it's not about suing and debt. We are talking about a company that went into concession with the government of Liberia. They broke some of the agreement. They broke some of the arrangement. Should this government shut them down? Well, it'll be the best thing. Because the people say, hey, you cannot allow this guy. Who knows what is shipping next? Under no condition we think the government should do that, Costa.
Well, Stanton, here is the thing. The corporation does not handle security. Security is handled by the airport authority, the government of Liberia. Even though they handle cargo handling is for them. But security is handled by the government. So the government shares liability, which is why you saw people were dismissed from the airport. Director of security.
It's not our question. The government will not prosecute itself. We are talking about the company that the government went into agreement with. And if they broke the agreement and start shipping contraband, which brought a serious issue internationally, should President Bouakai government shut them down? That they broke one of the key things, bringing in drugs, transporting drugs. And you telling us that, well, Unatesh, the general manager, but leave the company alone? Is that what you're saying?
The company itself can ship drugs. It is the individuals that run the company that can ship drugs. That's the point I'm making. So if the individual ship the drugs,
the individual is the company.
No. Under Nigerian law, no. Under Nigerian law, they are separate.
We're going to leave it and move on. Again, listen, we're going to leave it and move on. It's so good, folks. I want to say welcome on a beautiful Sunday special edition with Henry Pedro Costa, Spoon 101 with the CEO. I want to say yes, because of you, we are here. I see every one of you. West Reed, is good that you're joining us. Princess Soma is good. Shoot your question and we will forward it to Costa. Let me ask you a question, Pedro. Everyone that the Jones Security have arrested and everyone that on an investigation, what will you say to the Liberian people? Have they met the approval of the president prior to arresting them or charging them? Is the president aware of all of them, all those arrests?
Well, I'm pretty sure the president is regularly briefed by his national security team, but I don't think the president signs off on every single action that they take. He doesn't, for example, if they want to, if they have credible evidence and John Brown was involved at this level, they can proceed to indict that person or arrest that person. They don't have to go to the president to get his approval. The president does not work in that way. He's not somebody who wants to micromanage. You know, that's not President Walker.
Let me rephrase the question. The president is in the know of all the arrests and charges. Am I correct?
Of course. Oh, yeah, the president is on top of it. I'm pretty sure he is.
Okay.
Very sure he is.
If you said the president is in the know, the president was fully briefed that Joel Howard Taylor was going to be arrested. Am I correct?
I can't say that for a fact because I do not know that. But for somebody of a caliber,
you just said the president is brief on everything, on everyone.
Benton, for somebody of former Vice President Joel Howard Taylor's standing and stature, I am 100% certain in her case that President Bouakai was briefed. And knowing him, I'm 100% certain that President Bouakai demanded to see the evidence before he gave his blessing, because she's not an ordinary person. So you don't just go and pick up Joel Howard Taylor based on hearsay. So Joe Bouakai that I know, who does not want to be seen as a president who witch hunts people, because he's not that sort of president, Stanton. So I'm pretty sure he must have demanded to see the evidence, and the evidence must have been overwhelming before Joe Bouakai gave his blessing. Because Joel Howard Taylor is not an ordinary person, Stanton. She's a high-profile person. So yes, I am sure that in her case, he saw the evidence and he okayed it, and that is how they went ahead and did it. Because he wants to make sure nobody's going to accuse his administration of political witch hunt.
So you making the case because of a position or international connection, President Bouakai gave the final okay. And you are always still telling us, the Liberian people, if that is true, that President Bouakai also agreed with those charges that are leveled against her. Am I correct?
President Bouakai himself does not conduct investigations. He does not do these investigations. Mind you,
I understand, but does he, charges?
We have the DEA, which he invited. We have the FBI, which he invited. We have the Department of Homeland Security, which he invited. 3 top American law enforcement organizations, institutions in town, working with our equally capable, perhaps not equally, but very capable Liberian law enforcement professionals or personnel. I'm pretty sure also, Stanton, that before any decision was made to indict or to charge former Vice President Joel Howard Taylor, the Americans must have also signed off on it, Stanton. So now you know the Americans, they're not going to be sidekicks. They're not going to stay on the side and be part of an investigation and play second fiddle. They're going to play a leading role. I'm pretty sure the Americans must have signed off on the evidence, the pieces of evidence that was provided, and I'm pretty sure they declared that by the president, with the president. Mr. President, this is what we have. I'm pretty sure, knowing President Bouakai, the very cautious kind of leader he is, I'm pretty sure you might have asked questions like, what did our American counterparts say? What did our Moroccan, you know the Moroccans are also involved, right, Senator? What did the Moroccans say? I'm pretty sure he must have asked his law enforcement people, his Minister of Justice, and if they said to him, Mr. President, yes, this is what they have, I'm pretty sure knowing him, he would have said, wow, but this is disappointing, but let the law take its course. That's Joe Bouakai right there for you. No secret card.
So again to the question, you are telling the Liberian people tonight that President Bouakai approved, agreed, accepted the recommendation of those charges on Joel Howard Taylor.
Yes, I'm telling you, Stanton, without equivocating, knowing the individual as well as I do, before they made the move to charge Joel Howard Taylor, President Joseph Human Bouakai was briefed. He must have sat on that. He must have reviewed it personally himself, because that's the kind of man he is. He must have read everything. He must have called his security team and his law enforcement folks to come and explain it to him for him to be convinced before he gave the go-ahead. Yes, I can say that definitively. I was not in the room, but knowing the man, that is just how cautious and how strategic thinking President Bouakai is.
Do you believe that Madam Joel Howard Taylor, everything you have heard from your sources and everything you know this lady, do you believe that she's a drugs trafficker?
Stanton, I have not seen the evidence. But yet what I can say, You never know anybody 100%. Nobody ever knows anybody 100%. When I heard her name 2 weeks ago, that was the first time I heard her name from NSA sources, Stanton, upon this coconut water 2 weeks ago. But at the time, the information I got was that she supposedly facilitated their coming into the country, getting a visa, getting applying for diplomatic passports, helping them register their businesses. My counter theory was, okay, perhaps she didn't know what they were involved with. Perhaps she was there. This is something our officials do for people all the time. But then it was later I learned that that was not the evidence upon which the national, our law enforcement entities relied on to move on Joy Howard Taylor. No, it's much stronger than that because it's circumstantial at best. Oh yeah, I helped somebody get a visa. I helped somebody get a diplomatic passport. I'm told the evidence is much stronger than that. Then I was like, oh, okay, fine. If they got something more than that, then that means I can understand why they proceeded to charge her. Yeah. And then when I read the charges, conspiracy to facilitation, solicitation, and money laundering, and there were no more charges. And no charges do not appear to me as someone who merely knew or did not know the kind of activities these individuals were involved with. Those charges are pretty serious charges. So they must have evidence to back that up.
Yeah, and my question remains the same. Do you believe that? Everything you heard, everything you know so far, do you believe that she's a drugs kingpin, a female drugs kingpin, a drug trafficker?
Here is what I believe. I believe in the professionalism of the U.S. justice system who are involved. Can you hear me, Senator? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Costa. I have to mute myself, please.
Good. I believe in the professionalism, the sophistication of the U.S. Law enforcement infrastructure. I believe in the credibility and the professionalism of Liberian law enforcement professionals. I believe in the wisdom of President Joseph Yoman Boakai, that if they moved in on Joy Howard Taylor, knowing what they know, having what they have, I am in no position to doubt that they must have something credible, something airtight, something watertight to convict based on the charges that have been filed.
Why do you think, Joel, if it is true as per those charges, why do you think she should get involved? I mean, she got herself involved in drugs trafficking?
Stanton, it is not for me to say. But what I can say is that people are capable of anything given the right circumstances in which to find themselves. That's what I can say. But I'm not here to convict Joy Howard Taylor because I am not a court or I'm not a judge. But I believe in the individuals who are involved with the investigation and the president who runs our country.
You know the name Sheikh Bashir Kante?
Personally.
You know him. Personally. What is his involvement in this cocaine investigation?
According to what I'm told, and this is unofficial, I don't work for the government, Sheikh Bashir Kante, of course we all know this, is a known associate of the former vice president, you recall, Stanton. According to what I'm told, he was very critical, very central to the now indictment or potential indictment of the former vice president. Yes, that is all I know. That his knowledge, his contribution, his testimony, his role was central to the decision to move in on Joy Howard Taylor.
We are also going back to 2022, 2021, early part of 2020, her relationship with Sheikh Bashir, the diplomatic passport. You ran with it sometime during the election. Actually, people may hold you responsible for causing some of these things. Through the investigation, I saw some of your podcasts when you were sharing those information. Do you think those things play a very pitiful role in this investigation?
We who are public pundits, you, myself, and everyone else, law enforcement picks up tips and cues from everywhere, but they have more resources than you and I do. And so I believe they already had enough. And having Basiru, and you know, interestingly, I went and saw Basiru's post that he made on the day Madam Taylor was charged, Stanton. You know, he was making fun. I mean, it's on Facebook. So I believe, Stanton, that what they have, it must have been something they gathered over a long period of time. Now, don't you know, Basiru had a run with U.S. law enforcement, and they are involved with the ongoing investigation. And so we don't know what happened, but according to what we've heard, that he played a key role in nailing the former vice president.
So guys, you gotta bear with us. I'm trying to upload something here to ask Costa. Costa, what you know about the name Malik Camon?
Malik Camon is a Liberian. He's my fellow brother. He had a run-in with U.S. law enforcement. He fled the United States, went to Liberia. If I'm not mistaken, this must have been sometime in the May, around 2010, 2011 or thereabouts, or earlier. And it was alleged that he had a romantic relationship with the former vice president, which I would not want to go into. But they were associated.
So let's forget about his relationship with the former vice president. Let's talk about a serious issue. Yeah. Do you think he's under investigation? Have they questioned him based on his traveling and his association with the former vice president?
Well, Stanton, I do not know. I'm not privy to the details of the ongoing investigations. We hear bits and pieces here and there, but I have not heard Merlin Camon's name be mentioned. Not as yet.
So I got two more names. Quickly, and then we'll jump to the other issue concerning Joao Taylor. Gerard Smith, former NSA Deputy Director. Gerard Smith. Talk to us.
So a couple of weeks ago, I heard from my NSA source that former NSA Deputy Director for Administration, Gerard Smith, was being looked into. And I'm told Gerard Smith was initially a person of interest. Then, of course, some sources told me that Gerard Smith was cooperating with the investigation. Now, when law enforcement says cooperating, Stanton, we know that that person is singing like a canary bird. So I'm told that Gerard Smith has been providing very useful, very critically important pieces of information, cues that have proven to be very helpful to the ongoing investigations that tie CDC government officials to the cartel. Mind you, this cartel was established when CDC was in power, and they were not established recently. No. Joe Bwaga is destroying cartels that were established during George Weah's time. Joe Bwaga is making Liberia uninhabitable for drug cartels that George Weah and his people established. Let's get that clear. So Gerard Smith, Stanton, before his name was even mentioned, I had gathered that he's cooperating. He's naming names. And there are certain, I heard you the last time, certain former CDC executive branch officials who are now in the legislature are being looked into thanks to the information, the intelligence gathering and analysis that the law enforcement people are doing, thanks to the cooperation of people like Gerard Smith. That's what I'm told.
Were you also informed that Gerard Smith took a trip, his relationship with Sheikh Bashir?
Well, Gerard Smith, I don't know that specific piece of information you just provided, but I know that as Deputy NSA boss for administration, he had very key relations with very senior government officials. Some of them were his political benefactors, the people who put him in that position. And so he had ties with a lot of people.
Who do you think recommended Gerald Smith for the position of deputy for administration at NSA?
Nathaniel Fallow McGill, Senator Margibi County.
Is that a problem, recommending him
No,
for the job?
not at all. Not at all. There's nothing. But I'm just providing you a piece of information to your question you asked. This is the man who brought Gerald Smith into the position. McGill.
You're saying that other folks in the government, even lawmakers, were friends with Gerald Smith during the George Monowea time. You think they are implicated? Are we going to hear some senators and representative names coming up?
That's what I'm told. Some lawmakers have been looked into from the old administration.
Are they current lawmakers?
Absolutely correct, yes.
Are those lawmakers that you're talking about from the southeastern region?
I can't say definitively, but lawmakers have been looked into. Some of whom, some of them were officials in the last CDC administration. Yes.
If you talk about lawmakers and those that were officials in the CDC, so we're going to narrow this down because we have to tell the audience what we know as we push the government to investigate further. McGill was chief of staff to George Monowea. He's a lawmaker today. Do you think he's under sealed investigation?
I have heard from very credible sources that McGill is being looked into. Yes, I can say that. But what I have not heard yet that he has been charged, but he's been looked into.
Let's talk about the former Foreign Affairs Minister, Besonga Finley, on the CDC, 9 Grand Bassa senator. Do you think
I have not heard of Finley's name? That does not mean Finley has not been looked into, but that information I have not received.
Let's talk about Bill Traore, former National Port Authority.
I have heard his name.
What's the connection here with Bill Traore?
I've heard he's been looked into. Possible involvement with the cartel. Possible. Underscore.
Then what's the connection?
Well, facilitation of sorts because of his proximity to the president and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, he's been looked into.
Do you think this? Let us finish up with Madam Jewel. I still got more question for Madam Jewel. Then we'll talk about the bigger CDC here and the political impact as well. You know it better than anybody. Whether this is a winning thing for Unity Party or the opposition, would like to know. But let's talk about Madam Jewel Howard Taylor. Probably she'll be going to court on Monday, tomorrow, or Tuesday. But hopefully Tuesday. Everything we have gathered, right? The charges brought against her will be right. It will be presented to her lawyer, Kabina Janet, and the rest of them. She's put out her letter condemning these allegations, these charges against her, speaking of her innocence. What do you think, though? How serious are these charges, and how serious the state should be to make sure that Liberian people are convinced that this woman is guilty?
That's a brilliant question, Stanton. The charges against the former vice president are very, very serious. And that is why I believe that the decision to charge her and prosecute her with those very grave charges was not one taken lightly. A lot of people involved had to sign off on it because this administration is not one that has a history, or at least this president, for witch hunt. And so when the government charged former Vice President Taylor, one should be interested in seeing the government prove those charges in court. That is why, Stanton, I have publicly recommended to the government that trial, that particular trial, and perhaps every other drug trial be televised. Let Spoon TV and other TV stations, a select number of TV stations, have access to the courtroom every single day when those people go to court, Stanton, because you want the general public to see the evidences or the pieces of evidence that the government has gathered and is putting forth against these individuals, particularly the former vice president. You want that evidence to be presented in court for everybody to see, so that those who want to believe that she's been witch hunted can be convinced that that is not the case. But, well, there are some people who just can't be convinced for political partisan reasons. But still, I think the general Liberian public must have the opportunity to see those trials televised in court. And there are some people who will never like what we say. Some people just don't like what I say because I support the administration. They're going to be insulting me. They're going to say whatever, but it doesn't matter. If I support the CDC today, Unity Party supporters will be insulting me too. So I do not care. But the fact of the matter is, Stanton, let well-meaning Liberians who are not driven by partisan sentiments see the trial happen in court, because those are serious charges, Stanton. Very serious charges.
Let's talk about the way in which she was arrested, Costa. You said the president approved. Maybe he saw the charges because she's the vice president. Nobody in any country would deny what you just said. It is true that President Bouaga must give, he should be, and he was the one that gave the okay for them to go arrest her. But the manner in which she was arrested, though, Costa, do you think it was demeaning to her? Why did Gregory Coleman and the Joint Security took that action?
This is what I gather, Stanton. They were planning to indict the former vice president at a subsequent time. But then they learned that she was leaving the country. That whole incident was not planned. That is not how I am told they had intended to bring the former vice president in. They learned she was leaving the country at short notice, on very short notice, at the very, 11th hour or 11th minute. And so when they learned at the very last minute that she was leaving the country, that's when they did what they call it in law enforcement, they call it interdiction. That's what I'm told.
Yeah, but they were informed that she was leaving the country, like she said, weeks before on that summit, on that program she was to attend in Ghana.
Who informed them? Who informed law enforcement? She was never being questioned.
Hold on. She does have EPS assigned to her. Am I correct?
She does.
Okay. Do they report to Sam Gay and the rest of the team? They are responsible to report to?
No, they don't. I don't think they report on her daily activities. No, that's not their job to report on what she does. No, that's like keeping a tab on her. I don't think they do that.
Yeah, but she also said that she had, information through the foreign ministry that whenever she's traveling, she informed them. You think the government missed the mark on this one?
Well, Stanton, I watched what happened.
All right, guys, hold on 1 minute. Costa will be coming back. I see some guys coming in the back. So yes, indeed, we'll bring them on, all the team coming on. But want to say to you, we have to jam Costa with these different interviews, the Martin Colley allegation on Gregory Coleman, the card in Minnesota issue, the Henry Costa himself, the political player who wins, who we're actually going to win this fight. Henry Costa got to inform us. And want to say to you, thank you for sharing. Continue sharing the show. Costa will be back. Continue sharing the show. Let's make progress. Costa has said a lot. He continues to say a lot of BB stuff. You just heard from Costa. President Bouaga approved this arrest on Madam Jua Howard Taylor. What say you? You just heard from Costa. President Bouaga saw all the charges. He said, go get her. Go get her. You just heard from Costa that yes, indeed, some people should be given plea deal and all the shooting. Look, we are digging deeper, my friend. And I will remind you today also, don't forget this week will be a busy week. We'll be bringing Martin K. and Colley on to see what he knows and what he continues to put out there on allegations on drugs cartel and the transaction or transnational situation we face with. Again, we have Henry Pedro Costa in studio. Thank you for the mini break. Costa, are you okay? All right, Costa, internet is tripping. What say you, Peter Colley? Let's see if we get Costa now. Are you with us? Are you okay?
Yes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. I can hear you. Talk to me.
Perfect. Yeah, so as I was saying, you know, where we left off, I said I would have preferred had the move to bring the former vice president in not gone down the way it went. You know, on the street with the incident where she was on the phone, and you know, because the others were not brought in that way. And let's give the guys credit though. Others were invited, they came in and stuff like that. But the way it went down with her, I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure that is how they intended it to go down, but that is how, unfortunately, it went down. I hope that I hope that it had been handled in a much better way with less drama, you know, because it was very dramatic, to say the least.
All right, Costa, thank you very much. We'll continue with Madam Joa Howard Taylor, ladies and gentlemen. She's still resting right now at the hospital, James Hospital, somewhere in Liberia, Monrovia, and she's still receiving care. Her pressure went up high, asthma attack, and everything else, but we wish her well. Costa, let's move on. We'll come back to Madam Joa Howard Taylor when we shoot. Let us talk about the IG and these allegations coming forth from Martin Colley. Let's try to just take them in part. You went on your podcast and said, well, the car issue, you know, you explained it to the best. You came on Spoon briefly. What's the confusion here about the government buying car from Minnesota?
Well, Stanton, the reason I came all out, providing the information that I provided, which was not a defense for the IG, is because I had a pretty decent amount of knowledge of how the transaction went down, how those vehicles were acquired last year. The vehicles are used American law enforcement vehicles. They were purchased in Minnesota through a group called Horizon Automotive Group, and through the instrumentality of as far as obtaining the authorization to make those purchases was required. Former Councilman Winfred Russell made the introduction to the Brooklyn Park Police Chief, Mark Brule, and he granted the authorization. It's called a National Safety Code authorization, which you need to procure or purchase law enforcement equipment of that nature. And the law enforcement, the LMP, proceeded to purchase those equipment. As I speak, another shipment is on the high seas on its way to Liberia, another fleet of those vehicles. So those vehicles were paid for with funds from the LMP. LMP, mind you, last time I checked, their budget was, I think, over 15 million or so, thereabouts. And they have money for that sort of thing. And it made no sense for Martin Colley to claim that Gregory Coleman solicited and received a bribe from the drug cartel and then took his bribe money and proceeded to buy vehicles for the LMP. That is ridiculously funny because it makes nobody believe that thing. Like, you tell everybody, be like, wait, the man took his bribe money and bought these vehicles for law enforcement? It makes no sense. And I think my young brother Martin, who in the past has done some good work, but I think Martin missed the mark on this. He dropped the ball. And Martin his ego has ballooned to the extent where he has to be right on everything. Even when he makes a mistake, Martin Colley must be right. And so he will keep doubling down. And so I just felt that somebody needed to check Martin, to challenge Martin. And ever since, Stanton, it's been 4 days or 5 days. Martin is yet to provide the evidence that those police vehicles were purchased with funds from the drug cartel that Gregory received. He has not provided the evidence because there is none.
Maybe Martin don't want me to do this, but he'll be coming on Spoon. Martin is now alleging that Gregory Coleman took $400,000 from drugs cartel. Martin is now alleging these are allegations, and he will be coming on Spoon. He will be running with this other story.
That is a new allegation?
And again, let me just add this. Martin is watching you. Martin will be joining Spoon this week, right? That Gregory Coleman used 400,000 United States dollars to purchase these vehicles. You know anything about Gregory Coleman receiving 400,000?
Did he provide evidence? What Martin says here, Stanton, Martin does not make allegations. Martin claims to have evidence. Any Tom, Dick, or Harry can make allegations, but not everybody can back up those allegations with evidence. And Martin claims to have the evidence. He never gives the evidence. For the first time, people are challenging Martin Collins. Provide the evidence. Martin cannot provide the evidence. So I think Martin is caught up in what you call delusion of grandeur. He thinks he is this powerful individual who can say whatever he wants to say and nobody should checkmate him. But for the first time, people are asking Martin for the evidence. Martin calling, where is the evidence? Martin has not provided. What did Martin do? Martin jumped onto another vehicle.
No, let's take it one at a time. One at a time, because Martin said there's 3 different categories of cartel operation and different cards that were bought by Gregory Coleman. So let's take it one at a time. What evidence do you want from Martin? What evidence are you requesting for?
Did I request for evidence? It is Martin who claimed he had evidence. He needs to provide evidence.
So help our listening audience. What evidence are you talking about? What should he provide?
The evidence that Martin promised is the evidence that Martin should provide. Period. That's all we're saying.
What did he promise?
Martin promised, as you are well aware, that he has evidence on how Gregory received bribes from the cartel to buy those American police vehicles.
And again, I'm saying to you, Martin said he's coming up with his evidence, with recording, with documentary evidence that Gregory received 400,000.
And you believe that? If you believe that, then if you believe that sentence,
Costa, it's not for me to believe. It's for me to be a conduit to have a conversation.
Yes, we are saying that Martin provide the evidence.
Okay.
If Martin Collins provides the evidence that Gregory Coleman received cartel money from the drug cartel, evidence that we can verify, not Martin Collins' version of evidence, I will join Martin Collins to call for Gregory Coleman's immediate dismissal, investigation, and prosecution where necessary. If Martin provides the evidence, it is as simple as that. We're not here to defend Gregory. We're only here to say Martin should not just go around slandering people.
Again, I was able to talk to Martin today, and I squeezed Martin, say, hey, you just cannot say this. Martin, he was very clear with me. He came up openly that this week would be one of the blistering week that you have ever seen from him or heard from him. And he's saying, listen, Stanton, these are the issues. I cannot just reveal what everything he said. He going to do his usual thing. The Liberian people will follow him. He will come on spoon to give us video recording and pictorial evidence of everything that we are talking about. So Martin said he's ready. But again, though, let me ask you, let's go back to Brooklyn Park. Let me put this thing across that. This is what 122 want to receive from the Brooklyn Park Police Department. The Brooklyn Park Police Department has not donated any vehicles to the Liberia National Police. Neither have we recommended, facilitated, or supported the acquisition of any vehicles. So what's going on? They're denying anything you say about Brooklyn Park involvement in the purchase of those vehicles.
Nobody said Brooklyn Park donated. Wanto looks like the degrees he acquired, he needs to return them. We said Brooklyn Park Police Chief Mark Brule will provide the evidence, the pictures. He was the one that made the record. He was the one that granted the NSC authorization for the vehicles to be purchased. You've seen a video that was posted ever since last year by Winfred Russell. That video is still on Facebook, Stanton, when he was standing next to the vehicles, some of the vehicles. So these vehicles...
So the Liberia National Police just purchased these cars, outfitted them here in Minnesota, and we're shipping them to Liberia for the Liberia National Police. The latest fleet for Liberia National Police to ensure your maximum protection and safety. So let's take time.
Now, Stanton, you can show the date on that Facebook post. It's last year, is it not? No, unmute yourself so they can hear you.
Oh yeah, it's last year.
Thank you. So it was last year. Those vehicles on them before they ship them out. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, so it was last year, Stan. Okay, that the vehicles were acquired.
Yeah, but the argument here, though, that the involvement of Brooklyn Park, and again, to say to you guys in Minnesota are going to go to the police department tomorrow, and they're going to actually sit down with the chief or whoever they as chief to get all the information. So help us understand. The La Brea National Police didn't buy any car from Brooklyn Park Department.
Absolutely not.
Correct.
Chief Mark Brule of Brooklyn Park Police Department granted the NFC authorization because it's required. If a foreign...
But listen though, if he did, then why would the department say, not only have we recommended facility?
Because it was informal. You have the picture. Can you put that picture over Mark Brule? He took his business card, his official business card, and he wrote, there is a picture, that's Mark Brule. Chief Mark Brule of Brooklyn Park Police Department. It was this meeting with himself, Winfred Russell, that he granted the authorization, which the LMP used to go and source those vehicles that were purchased through automotive, Horizon Automotive Group.
Okay, so let's move a little bit into this vehicle thing because you know better. Those vehicles that were purchased, you said 10,000 or less. Am I correct?
Between $4,000 and $10,000 for each of those vehicles.
How many?
So far, 10 of them are on the ground in Liberia, according to what I heard, and more are on the way coming.
So the government of Liberia, on paper, purchased vehicle between $4,000 to $10,000.
They're police vehicles and they're specialized youth vehicles. Yes.
So are all those vehicles assigned at the Liberia National Police Headquarters?
I don't know, but I know I've seen some of them in the president's convoy, and the vice president convoy, the speaker's convoy, and some of them are at LMP. Yes.
The pro tem likewise, the justice minister likewise.
And they've been around for a long time.
The vice president have returned his own because I don't think he needed or he have some mechanical issue.
Oh, yeah, because they are used vehicles, but they're in very decent condition.
So can we see the document as to how much these vehicles were purchased for, and where the money came from? Can you ask your sources? The Liberian people need to know where the money came from. Is that a legitimate question?
It is absolutely, Stanton. It's a legitimate question. You are a Liberian. You are a talk show host. You have the right to ask. The vehicles were purchased with LMP funds. It was purchased through not Gregory Coleman. Did not personally pay for those vehicles. The LMP sent a whole team. They did that through the Department of Administration. You know, the LMP is structured. You have Gregory Coleman is the Inspector General, but then you have the Department of Administration. They handle procurement and stuff like that. So yes, so they have the records there. All the records are there. The shipping documents, the procurement records. They have them. They have them all. Stanton.
And so now my question to you: the buying more used vehicles. We argued about the PFM. The law that grant 25% or anything below 250,000. Let's put that aside. We can argue on that.
Mm-hmm.
But can they provide where this money coming from? Is that an off-budget expense? Is it outside of the budget?
I'm told the money came from the LMP, from their budget line for the acquisition of logistics. They have money for that. LMP has a very big budget.
So it's not from intelligence fund.
I'm told it came from LMP.
What kind of line? Acquisition of what?
Their budget, they run these lines almost in every budget for procurement of logistics. You know, LMP runs through logistics like crazy, especially vehicles. So they're constantly buying vehicles. So almost every year, their budget includes allocations for the procurement of vehicles and the maintenance of vehicles.
So let's go down the line about this budget, Costa, and the company. Which company bought this vehicle for the Liberia National Police? They had a
automotive
middleman. They had a middleman. Yeah, the Horizon Group of company.
Horizon Automotive Group.
Automotive Group. Yeah. Who are they? Who are the owners? Are they Liberians?
No, they are Horizon Automotive Group. I don't know who the owners are, Stanton.
Yeah, but that's what I'm asking you. Are they Liberians?
I do not know
You
that,
don't know.
but I know that it was a company that facilitated the procurement.
Correct. So they serve as middlemen. Am I correct?
The vehicles were purchased through them. Yes.
Okay. So my question to you, Liberia National Police themselves didn't directly buy vehicle from this Guardians company. Am I correct?
Once they sold the vehicles, once they identified the vehicles that they wanted, they went through a company to purchase the vehicles and have them outfitted by Guardian Fleet in Minnesota.
So, Liberia National Police didn't buy a vehicle directly from the Guardian's fleet.
No, they bought the vehicles through a company, a third party, Horizon Automotive Group.
And Horizon Automotive Group, we don't know who their owners are.
No, I have not done the research. But you can look them up. They are online. You can research them.
Yeah, I am. I'm going to put them up because the question remains, they are not Liberian-owned business company, Horizon Automotive Group, LLC. As you can see here, registered.
They are based in Minnesota.
Correct. And you're saying you don't know their owners. Am I correct?
I do not know who the owners are, Stanton. If I knew, I would tell you.
Okay, so the owners, let me put it, some of the owners up. They are all Liberian that live in Minnesota. Some of the owners. Let me zoom in here for you to see.
And Spencer, okay, if they are Liberian, that is a good thing. That we use the Liberian company to procure.
I want us to establish something here.
But would that be a bad thing?
To me, that's the reason why they have 25% interest if you sell a used car, because used car dealership belongs to, the sale should be Liberian owned.
But would that be a good thing, Stanton? Was that a good thing that the LNC patronized a Liberian owned company to procure those vehicles?
It all depends. Let's see the negotiation and the contract.
No, that's a whole different thing. But it's a good thing. I did not know this, but it's a good thing that they were bought through a Liberian company.
Yeah, but because that, my thing is that though, can Gregory Coleman and the Liberia National Police and that department come out and be very clear that, hey, these are the folks that help us. We provided the money. We can question where the money came from. We can question, the source of the income. Everything. Yeah.
Gregory Coleman and the LNC have no business providing anything.
Why?
Under our jurisprudence, Martin Colley made an accusation. Under our jurisprudence, the accuser is the one who has the burden of proof. The accuser, when somebody accuses Stanton Weatherspoon, it is he who has to present the evidence. It is not the person who is accused to present the evidence. No, Martin Colley says he has proof that the vehicles were purchased with money from the cartel.
So let's leave Martin Colley for a second now.
No, we didn't.
Martin Colley. No, I passed because Martin Colley said he'll come up with the proof. We discussed that.
We're still waiting for the proof.
Yeah. So let's talk about the way in which these vehicles were purchased. And you are saying more vehicle on the way. The name Mark Lamothe, his address, the building address, the company for under him. I know, listen, since 2022, 2023, domestic LLC, that one of the individual name. We are getting information that he's a Liberian in the course of this whole vehicle purchase thing. He came in. So again, it's getting important to know that why can't the Liberia National Police come out and just be very clear and say, hey, listen, take this from Gregory Coleman. As a department, we went into negotiation with this company. They helped us. We acquired the vehicle, and the vehicle doing a great job for the Liberian people. Why not we play this game? Because Martin Colley cannot come with proof, so we should just be quiet.
If you play this game with Martin Colley, it's a dangerous game. Every time somebody is accused, the accuser has to present the evidence as he claims he has. You can't be accusing me and then asking me to present the evidence. Martin Colley claimed he has evidence that Gregory Coleman bought the vehicles with drug money. Under our jurisprudence, the accuser has to present the evidence. Martin Colley, when he accuses you, he must present the evidence. It should not be the accused person who takes the responsibility to provide the evidence. So no, LNP has no business providing any evidence to anybody unless, for example, you, Stanton Weatherspoon, if you invoke the Freedom of Information Act and wrote a letter requesting the evidence, the LNP would be they would be under obligation to provide that.
But okay, so again, folks are watching you and I having this great conversation on the show. And Costa, I'm telling you, they're going to break this whole thing down, to tell you the truth. If we ain't careful here tonight, they're going to break this thing down. But let me push you a little further. It's also important to know, let's talk about, and I hate to do this, but we have to do it. Gregory Coleman, baby mom, Martin Cody alleged that she's involved with drugs operation. The car Gregory Coleman used at her car bought for over $80,000. There's a lady that we've been all talking about, his baby mom. Well, she worked for ArcelorMittal. She owned different businesses in the country. She lived here in the USA. She was hired, blah, blah, blah. Talk to us. Bring us up to speed about this Gregory Coleman.
That's a good point, Senator. And I'm not going to call this lady that, because to me it's demeaning.
Yeah, you know what? Let me know. Costa, hold on. Let me take it back. What's her name? I'll try to find her name. Rose Kingston. Yeah, let's forget about the baby mom issue.
Rose Kingston. From what I've gathered, and I share some of that with you, and you share some information with me as well regarding what you gathered about her. She lived here in the United States for many years, worked here in the United States for many years, moved back to Liberia. She was dean of admission at AMEU, the African Methodist Episcopal University. She worked for ArcelorMittal beginning, I think, 2016 or 2018, thereabouts. And retired from that position a few years ago. I'm told she was given a hefty or fat severance package. She built an international school in Broadville, Rose International Academy. She was recently appointed by the President of the Republic as ambassador for performing and visual art. She is a bona fide, strong, independent, well-rounded, successful, accomplished Liberian woman. That is who she is. And the vehicle in question is her private vehicle. And Martin Colley saw that vehicle because he was desperate. He could not provide the evidence he claimed he had. He went and lied that Rose Kingston was an unknown individual. You know that, Senator? When people began to tell him that, no, she's not unknown, she's a real person, that's when he flipped the script and said, oh, Gregory bought the vehicle and used his girlfriend to buy the vehicle, all kinds of nonsense, which I'm not going to get into. But this is who Rose Kingston is. She is a Liberian woman. And to all you Liberian women, you should be insulted by what Martin Colley said. This woman is accomplished. You should see the school. Certainly, you have some of the pictures. Perhaps you should put up some of the pictures of the kind of a solid investment this woman has. She's a well-rounded businesswoman. She has businesses. She bought that vehicle with her own hard-earned money. And that is who Martin Colley is calling a representative of the drug cartel. There's another individual that Martin Colley talked about, which Amin Muda came and corrected him. And this other young lady, I don't know Rose Kingston. I've never met her in my life. But I only gathered this information after Martin Colley came up with the lies he came up with. The other lady Martin talked about is this young lady that I've known since 2019, Stanton. And I told you, Stephanie Audrey Porto. Since I got to know this young lady in 2019, she was much younger, and she's a very young lady. She's a hardworking, industrious young lady. There are records where she takes out loans from particularly IB, International Bank. She does real estate business. She's been doing this for many, many years. Martin went to the extent he took a picture where this young lady was in her doctor's office. Her doctor's office, a spine surgeon. She had just undergone a surgical procedure. She posted this picture on Facebook. Martin Colley took this picture of the young lady in the doctor's chair and posted it on Facebook and said the young lady, that the gentleman in the video, in the picture, was one of the cartel members. Her doctor, a spine surgeon. Martin Colley went ahead and took Amin Muda's wife's vehicle, parked in their driveway at their hotel, Bella Casa, and said that the vehicle belongs to this young lady, Stephanie Audrey Porto, that she hurriedly abandoned her vehicle in Bella Casa's parking lot and fled the country, only for Amin Muda to get pissed off. He did a post last night and said, Martin, you are lying. That is my wife's car. And Martin King said, oh, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. So Phantom, if Martin can tell such a bold lie, that this young lady, Stephanie Audrey Porto, abandoned her vehicle in Amin's hotel's parking lot and fled the country, how many other things is Martin Colley lying about? He's lying about Amin's wife's car being for this young lady, only for him to get caught with his pants down, and he denies it. You saw it. Spoon posted it last night. Did you not see it, Stanton? You saw it.
So Martin is just going around lying. He's just lying, stand up.
So,
And when you come on here, you must ask him when he comes on, why is the poster Ali's wife fat?
But Martin apologized to that post. He was
Then he
missing.
needs to apologize for lying on Buster and for lying on Miss Rose Kingston as well.
Martin apologized for that. Martin is still holding on to his guns concerning these other allegations. But again, the fight against drugs should be holistic, Costa. You know that. Yeah, we are fighting among ourselves because we want to be the one giving breaking news, which is terrible to this fight. And I feel very, very shameful for every one of us, you, me, Martin, everybody in this fight, that we want to be the one giving breaking news. As you know, it should be the John Security, right? What do you think this divide is, Costa? Why isn't the John Security, you know, working along with the journalists, credible individuals, people that have platform and podcasts that the nation listen to? Why the John Security just dissing themselves? Because they are not doing well either.
Stanton, there's nowhere in this world where, whether it's murder or it's some other crime, and where law enforcement is providing tips, up to the minute tips to the media. It does not happen. What they do when they have a substantial amount of information or updates that they believe they must provide to the public, they call regular press briefings, Stanton. You know that. And your platform, Spoon TV, is partner with the government. Spoon TV covers these press briefings all the time, where the Minister of Justice, Attorney General, the Inspector General of Police, where they give these regular press briefings. No country in the world, Stanton, where law enforcement regularly provides updates to us in the media who sensationalize things, who want clickbaits and ratings. Nobody does that anywhere in the world, Stanton. But when they have substantial information and they're ready to update the public, they call members of the press. And Spoon is by the leading platform that most people get to see or watch when the government presents this. So, Stanton, whether you know it or not, you are a partner with the government. Your platform is regularly invited, and you cover these press briefings provided by the government. So what more do you want them to do? Do you want them to give you every information before they even conclude the investigation? It would undermine the credibility of it would even jeopardize some of the investigations if they were giving you up to the minute information. Look at this, Stanton. I'm friends with law enforcement. I'm friends with the people in the government. They don't tell me stuff. They only give me bits and pieces. They don't give me details. They don't. And I respect that. And I don't push them to give me information. I have other sources, but the big people don't tell me stuff. Stanton, the big people don't. And I respect their professionalism. Gregory Coleman is a friend. But when I talk to him, Gregory Coleman never tells me. He only says, get ready, big things will happen. Get ready, we will conclude the investigation soon. We'll provide information soon. That's all Gregory tells me. Gregory is a good friend. We go many, many years, but he never tells me anything in depth, nothing substantive.
Thank God Gregory is your friend. He's not my friend. I don't talk to him. That was spoke to him before. So, but anyway.
Yeah, right.
So anyway, let's move on. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you very much. We're going to be wrapping up pretty soon. We got a lot to discuss. A lot is coming up. Again, we're going to talk about Costa, the way forward right now for the politics involved, the imposition, the opposition, who's winning, who's losing. Let's talk about CDC a little bit here, Costa. It's very important as Sedition want to know, how close is this coming to George Manawi, the former president, now that his vice president is Hoke?
Well, first of all, George Weah, if indeed he was involved, I don't know, I don't have any facts, I don't have anything. Honor Liberian law, honor the Constitution. There's a Supreme Court ruling that says, Stanton, and I'll paraphrase it. That ruling is out there, the Julie Bryan case. The Supreme Court ruled that if a sitting president serves out the entirety of his tenure and is now removed from office by impeachment and removal by the legislature for a crime, Whatever crime that person did or you believe he did, he cannot be prosecuted for after he leaves office, after he completes his term and leaves office. There are lawyers out there who know this ruling. So if George Weah killed 10 million people while he was president, and you did not institute impeachment proceedings and remove him from office by impeachment, you cannot prosecute George Weah for killing those 10 million people. That is the law. So George Weah is protected by a Supreme Court ruling. He cannot be touched. Whatever it is we believe George Weah did, that's why the people who George Weah was using to commit those crimes, those are the people that are being dragged. You know when Samuel Tuer tried to say that the immunity President Weah enjoys extends to him? You remember that sentence?
Right. You're not saying that George Weah used people to commit a crime of cocaine trafficking, are you?
No, I'm not saying that. I don't know that.
You talk about the Samuel Tuer
I'm not Martin Collins. I don't know that.
You talk about the Samuel Tuer issue.
Oh, the Samuel Tuer issue. We know that George Weah made people commit a lot of crimes, but I don't know about drug issue.
You say you know what? George Weah made people commit a lot of crimes.
Yeah. The map of exercise, they stole millions. They took some of the millions to him, of course. Yeah, of course. Lots of things. They used to take money to him all the time. We know that. It's well established fact. But the issue here is Weah cannot be touched because of a constitutional, and we need to change that law, Senator.
No,
we have to.
Somebody says, Costa, you can say that, but they can argue it. They can still go to court to challenge. Because there's a twist in that.
It's case law. The Supreme Court already has dealt with that. Perhaps another full bench of the Supreme Court may review that past bench's ruling. But yes, it can be reviewed, and that is true.
I am hearing, and again, listen, these are allegations. You think anybody around the president, I'm not talking about outside of his family, do you think anybody within the cycle of his family directly or indirectly involved with this cocaine investigation?
The way the president family is killing, Stanton, let's go back. You know that Papi, you were before
No,
you started.
I'm not, sorry, sir. You are right to answer that way. I'm talking about the former president.
Oh, you're talking about George Weah?
Yes.
Again, I don't know that for a fact, Stanton. Like I said, I'm not Martin Collins. I'm not going to throw out accusations without any evidence. I don't know that for a fact.
Okay.
I don't know that.
So we're just working with what we know. Joao Taylor is broke. Joao Taylor is here moving, and we call it like that. All right. Okay. So we shouldn't brush this off. A lot of people say, why not bring in Jojo Boakai? Because we have to put a tape out there recording the cartel, calling his name, text messages that he replying the cartel and telling the cartel you're idiot and all this yama, right? But why not? You think the Jones Security have spoken to Jojo Boakai?
That's a good question. Who made the allegation against Jojo Boakai? A few masked men wearing props, sitting in a room and made these allegations against Jojo Boakai. They claimed they were going to come back. You know, I was waiting for them to come back. So you remember? They threatened that they were going to come back. They didn't come back. So if we see a video circulating from God knows where on social media that Henry Costa committed a crime and the accuser does not come forward that Henry Costa took money from them, because they are not saying that Jojo moved their drugs. They are saying they paid Jojo money, $2 million, to help secure their men. Now, if they claim that they're cartel people and they paid Jojo Boakai $2 million and they were going to come back with more information, they did not. And by the way, just so you all know, Jojo Boakai was recently in the United States. We were all in Minnesota attending a funeral together. And the Americans are on top of this whole cartel in drug investigation. I'm sure if they believe that Jojo, if they believe credibly that Jojo was linked, was involved in anything, a couple of things they're gonna do. Perhaps stop him at the airport, perhaps arrest him and investigate him. Jojo and myself and others, we were in Minnesota last weekend at our friend's funeral. Jojo gave a tribute at the funeral. We were there together. So I'm saying to you, Stanton, if Jojo Boakai was credibly accused by real people, I'm pretty sure they were going to bring Jojo Boakai in. But The men who claim Jojo took $2 million from them, they have not come back. Let them bring something more substantive than that. But our law enforcement people will not take a video purporting max men. They could be props for all I care, claiming that they gave Jojo $2 million to secure the release of their men, and Jojo didn't free the men, and they were going to come back. They were going to bring more evidence, which they did not bring. We're not going to act on that. They will act on credible evidence, credible cues or tips. But that was not credible. It was not.
So we know everything now. Is Liberia a narco state?
Absolutely not. We are not a narco state, Stanton. A narco state is defined as a state whose institutions of government, whether the legislature, particularly the national security infrastructure, controlled, financed, and by the drug cartels to provide protection, comfort, and facilitation for them to carry out their criminal activities. That is what Guinea-Bissau is universally has been described by the UN and other foreign governments as a narco state. Liberia is not a narco state. A narco state does not make the cartel. Look, if John Weah perhaps has stayed in power for another 6 years, perhaps Liberia is going to become a narco state. But a narco state does not arrest, disgrace, prosecute officials of government involved with the cartel and the cartel operatives operating in the country. That's not what a narco state is. A narco state is where the cartel buys elections for political leaders so that they can protect them. That's what a narco state is. The cartel did not buy Joe Boakar's election. Joe Boakar does not owe the cartel anything, which is why Joe Boakar can arrest them, take their drugs, burn it, and drag them to court. We are not a narco state. Far from it. We are a respectable country, a member of the United Nations Security Council. In December, we will assume the presidency of the Security Council, something that has not happened since 1962. That's what we are. We are a country that is a strategic partner with the United States, that they can ask us for humanitarian reasons to accommodate unwanted immigrants from the United States. We are a respectable country once again under Joe Boakar. So no, Stanton, I debunk, I reject, I object vehemently the characterization that Liberia is a narco state. We are not.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have Henry Pedro Costa here in our studio by way of StreamYard. We want to say to all of you, it's good that you're sharing the show. The men probably going to break record tonight, but we got to discuss all this about drugs. Costa, let's take a little spin here quickly. Let's talk about who winning and who losing in this fight. Opposition versus imposition.
Who's winning, who's losing? Are you talking about the political landscape?
Politics with all these drugs or investigation.
The government is winning. And here is why the government is winning, Stanton. We're seeing people get arrested. We're seeing senior government officials, a deputy minister or the deputy for operations at the airport is not a junior official. He's a senior official. The deputy NSA boss for administration is not a junior official. It's a senior official. And we're seeing them get arrested. We're seeing them get investigated. We're seeing them get brought to court. This is what we expect. What do you want to know? Do you want to, first of all, as I've maintained, it was not my Joa selling in Waterside Market that busted these drugs. It was not my good friend Stanton Weatherspoon, who, by the way, has been doing a good job, shedding the light on this that busted the drugs. It was our national security infrastructure. They got the tips, investigated painstakingly, I'm told, for a period of time, busted the cartel, arrested them.
I have to interrupt you. It wasn't me, right? It wasn't a front page trying to say it wasn't Henry Costa, it wasn't Martin Cotty. But it wasn't the government out on the $19.2 million drugs. You're giving the government credit for that?
It was still security operatives at the airport. Low-level security operatives at the airport are agents of the government.
If you agree it was low-level security, then why did they May 22nd cocaine? Why did it go through?
Because those low-level operatives were complicit. That is why it went through. But that particular incident,
so it wasn't the government then. So it was failure of the government that allowed the cocaine.
Yes, the government is control security. So things happen in the United States that has the most superior law enforcement organizations, the FBI, the DEA. Drugs still come into the United States, Center. You know this. Drugs still come into this country. The war on drugs has not been won and may never be won by the United States with all their superior technology and their superior law enforcement capabilities. So for a small country such as ours, a small GDP, dealing with cartels that are moving billions of dollars worth of drugs, there's a strong possibility, a likelihood that individuals within the government would be co-opted, bribed, induced to facilitate the trafficking of these drugs. So yes, but what you have here is a president, an administration whose dedication, commitment is to destroy the cartel. And we're seeing the cartel being destroyed. We're seeing Liberia become uninhabitable for the cartel. That is what we are seeing. And we should be commending them for that. And as you do, Stanton, you should be demanding for them to do more. So what you do here is good. Demand more. But let's give credit to whom credit is due. It was the government that busted the drugs. It was not I. It was not you.
What do people saying? So, I'm laughing because everything we say and everything we do, you think the people believe? Why are they not giving credit to the government? What is lacking?
Who told you they're not giving credit?
So hold on, Chief. We're on the street on Friday, right? Spoon, we're in the marketplaces. The people seem to be angry. Everything you're explaining, everything I know, everything, we that have ears out there, we are informed. But the people, the Liberian people, the people that will be standing online voting, they seem not to be there yet. The people think that there's something about this investigation that is not, rightly put. Costa, why are you not feeling the transparency here in the investigation?
Because the country is politically toxic, partisan. It's a deeply partisanized country. If you talk to a sedition, even if you brought Jojo Bwaga and say he's part of the cartel based on a video from some unknown marksman, they will still not be happy. If you brought Joe Bwaga, perhaps the only thing that will satisfy the people whose minds are made up, influenced by politics, except you say Joe Bwaga was part of the cartel. That's the only way they're gonna get convinced. But the well-meaning Liberian people who are in the majority, they see what's going on and they are on the live feed. Who here watching this live feed with almost 7,000 people just on one platform alone? I'm not talking about the other platform. How many of you agree that the government is doing well? If you believe the government is doing well,
let's take a few calls. You want to ask? All right,
write the comment there. If you believe the government is fighting the drug say you believe it.
You have the phone number, write your comment, we'll take but 10. Because we got to get two more to ask Costa and hold him on. Let's stick with the drugs issue. Then we'll ask Costa whether this will give victory to Unity Party 2029 or whether the opposition are. Understand me? I'm saying opposition. I am not saying CDC alone. No, I'm saying opposition. So let's take 10 calls. The first is this person. Your name and where you joining us from?
Hey, gentlemen, is Natana Chair?
Natana Chair, we got over 10,000 plus people right now, so make it very fast.
Yes, please, no. The government is doing excellent in fighting drugs, and we demand more to be done. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me take the next one. Your name and where you joining us from?
Mr. Waterspoon, how you doing today?
Go ahead.
Good. I'm Solo Stewart. I'm calling from Charlotte, North Carolina. I want to commend the government for the level of security they are providing in our country. And I will always support them for the level of job that they are doing.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Let me take the third one. Your name and where you joining us from?
Hello?
Talk to us. Your name. Where are you joining us from?
Thank you, Stanton. My name is Chris Baker T, and I join you from Lagos, Nigeria.
Talk to us, Grace.
Extremely well. The government is doing extremely well. Stanton, the level of officials have been arrested and been persecuted through the court process, and the amount of drugs being arrested, 336 million, almost $500 million. This government is doing extremely well.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you in Nigeria for joining us all the time. Share the show. Thank you. Caller number 4. Your name and where you joining us from?
Yes, Stanton, this is Otero Grisby calling from Boston, Massachusetts.
Mr. Grisby, talk to us.
Yeah, I just want to commend the government for the job that they are doing to make our country to be free of drugs. And also, the only thing they need to do to go after those people that are doing the drugs business. There is no favor in this process. Go after the right people that are doing it.
Thank you very much. So I'm sorry, guys. We got to hurry up. I want to squeeze in 10. So if I just
and Stan, I hope you're keeping a time. You hearing the caller?
Yeah, we're going to caller number 5. Your name and where you joining us from?
This is Stephen Siwon. I'm joining you from Ottawa, Canada.
Stephen, talk to me quickly. The government fight against drugs.
Stanton, your guest, Henry Costa, is an embarrassment to the people.
I'm not asking you that. Is the government doing well in fighting drugs, my friend? We got to move on.
The government is a drug cartel. They brought the drugs.
So is the government doing well in fighting drugs? Yes or no?
They are not doing well.
Thank you very much. Let me take the next call. My friend on the hold on 1 minute. Let me go on the 9690 number. Your name and where you joining us from? Your name, 3488. Your name.
Thank you, CEO.
Yes, talk to me quickly.
Thank you. This is Shelton Duo.
Yes, Mr. Duo.
You from Norfolk, Virginia this afternoon.
Is the government doing well in this fight?
CEO, the government is doing more than well. Look, I don't know.
I beg you, let me hold you there. We'll take it after we finish, but once you answer, let me let you go because we got to take more calls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go to caller number 7. Caller number 7, your name and where you joining us from? I'm good. Talk to me now quickly, Sonny. Talk to me. Okay, thank you, Sonny. Let's go ahead and take the 9690. Talk to us, your name and where you joining us from?
Good afternoon.
Yeah, talk to us, my friend.
My name is Eddie. I think the government is doing exceptionally well because
exceptionally well. Thank you. I just got to get the answer. We'll come back to you. Your name and where you joining us from, please. You got to talk into the phone. Your name and where you joining us from, please. Lord have mercy. The phone going like crazy. All right. Let me take this one. Your name and where you joining us from?
My name is Mohammed Kamara. I'm calling from Boston.
Mohammed, talk to us, please.
I think the government is doing extremely well in fighting this drug.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't know. You got it to 2. So let's see what we're gonna do. Yeah, thank you, Mohammed. Maybe we'll squeeze in another 10. I'm trying to balance this. Maybe I want to eat Costa time, but let's see what we're doing. Yeah, your name and where you joining us from?
Thank you. Good afternoon. This is Mauricio. I'm calling from Brooklyn Park.
Mauricio, were you the 10th quarter? The government doing what? Good or bad?
No, the government is not doing well at all because injustice. The government.
All right, let me hold you right there. I want to squeeze in another quick 10 caller, Maurice. I beg you, bear with me. Your name and where you joining us from?
Hello?
Yes, your name and where you joining us from?
Shepherd Kamal calling from Philadelphia.
Talk to me, good or bad? Is the government doing well, my friend? All right, let me leave this gentleman. Your name and where you joining us from?
My name is Harry Estomo. I call from North Dakota.
Is the government doing well?
The government is not doing well. The government part of the cocaine.
All right. Yeah, you know what? Let me pause a little bit. Costa, we said 10. And let me fair with you. You're going to allow a few more?
Yeah, sure. Go right ahead. I'm having a great time, Santa.
Okay, thank you. So
I want to hear more from the people.
Go good. Beautiful. So ladies and gentlemen, this is why we make this a special edition. Now, Costa and I agree we want to hear from you. If we close up on the other 2 topics, that's fine. But we said a lot. Do you think the government is doing exceptionally well? Maybe small, maybe a little better. What do you think? Or you think the government is doing worse in this fight? Let's take your call. Your name and where you joining us from? Talk to me. Talk to me. Say, Father, your second time calling. You got to stick with the phone. Your name and where you joining us from? Yeah, your name and where you joining us from?
My name is Joe Duke.
Joe, talk to us. Is the government doing well or not?
Government is doing horrible, horrible. Costa, you should be ashamed.
All right, let me go ahead and take this one. Your name and where you joining us from? Your name?
No.
Guys, I don't have enough time. If you speak into the phone, your name and where you joining us from?
My name is Olivia, and I believe the government.
Go ahead, Mama. Your name Olivia. You believe what? All right, let me take this one. Olivia, come back here. Your name and where you joining us from? Yeah, talk to me. Is the government doing well?
People like
is the government doing well?
The government is doing horrible when people like that guy instead of supporting this government. The government is doing.
All right, let me take this one quickly. Your name and where you joining us from? Your name and where are you joining us from?
Yeah, this is Marshall Barty calling from California.
Is the government doing well or not?
Government is doing fantastic, excellent.
Thank you very much, my friend. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's take another one. Your name and where you joining us from? Yeah, Michael Moore, talk to us. No, I'm taking Michael Moore here. Lord, this thing will kill me. Michael, hold on 1 minute. Let me go to the 9690. We're going to take 5 more calls time because both phones is jamming. The volume of call coming in is jamming. Seriously, this is a hazard. Your name and where you joining us from?
Yeah, my name is J.D. Hutchison, and I'm calling from New York. Government is doing well.
The government is doing well. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We'll take 5 more, maybe 6. I don't want it to be even. We'll take 6 more, right? And that will be, how do you call it, prime number, even though we should switch that a business. All right. So, yeah, let's take this one. Your name and where you joining us from? Your name and where you joining us from? Is the government doing well?
The government doing extremely well in fighting the drugs.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you very much. Thank you. Your name on the 9690 number 2286. Your name, where you joining us from? 2286. Your name and where you joining us from? Hello? You cannot be listening to the radio and you calling. Your name and where you joining us from? Hello? Your name and where are you joining us from?
Hello?
Yes, call us your name, please. And where are you joining us from?
Yeah, my name is Joseph Jackson. I'm calling from Indianapolis, Indiana. The government is doing extremely well in the fight of drugs.
Thank you. We got 5 more to go. The best 5. Come on. Your name and where are you joining us from on this one? Your name?
Fred Moba.
Fred Moba, talk to us. Is the government doing well?
Yes, government doing extremely well.
Oh, thank you very much. Your name and where you joining us from? Quinga Davis, your name and where you joining us from? Quinga, you call your name. I'm sorry, just in my head. You're calling from Liberia. Is the government doing well?
How are you?
I'm good.
How are you? How are you, Stada? How are you, Costa? You know that the government is doing 100% well. You asked all 100% or nothing.
So thank you for saying that. Let me take this one very quick. Your name, we got 3 more to go. Your name and where you joining us from? Yes, is the government doing well?
Horrible. The government is horrible, horrible.
All right, listen, we didn't plan this. You guys called it in. Just be patient. It's a good thing we even taking your call. Is the government doing well on her fight against cocaine? Drugs?
Morning, I'm calling from Tokyo, Japan, Hali.
Ni hao, is the government doing well?
Yeah. No. The government says a cartel, so the government is not doing well.
All right, we'll take the last one. Let me take the last one from here. I have to take Mr. Fambula. Mr. Fambula, hold on 1 minute. Let me take this one. Your name and where you joining us from? Yes, is the government doing well?
Great job, great job.
Thank you very much. Okay, I'm going to end up with Mr. Fambula. Mr. Fambula, you can introduce yourself and just answer the question.
Yeah, my name is Normal Fambula, and I'm calling from New Hope, Minnesota. I think the government is doing very well. You know, there are no sacred cows on this fight on drugs and other things. And I just want to give kudos to Mr. Costa over there, who gave a very brilliant, objective analysis on the police vehicle issues and things like that. But we should divert from the main issue. The main issue is the fight on drugs and not the procurement of the police vehicles. So I just want to make that clear. But the government is doing very well. Thank you.
Again, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it. I believe the guys that have some questions for Costa while we're wrapping this down.
But Senator, I would like you to. It was like a survey.
So let's go through the numbers.
Because yeah, you are the election commissioner here.
So let's go through the numbers. So we didn't plan this. Our conversation brought us here. And we want to announce to you now how many calls that we received. It ain't a lot of calls coming in. I will sit back here later if my wife don't call me to ask you guys what you have seen, what you have heard from Henry Petro Costa. Then we'll talk about just finally, Costa and myself, we'll talk about 2029, his view on all the different little political parties. We're going to shut this thing down right now. It's 10 o'clock. By 10:30, we all will be out of here. If you want to come back for post analysis, come tomorrow. A lot was said. Again, we will tell you more. Martin Cawley will be coming on this week. Again, I spoke to Martin Cawley. He said a lot. He got documentary evidence. He got recording. He got everything. This week will be one of the best weeks. Martin said people should just get themselves out. He got video. He got recording. He got everything to connect the dots and tell the government that as of today's date, he said, President Bouaga, please fire, dismiss, suspend, prosecute, investigate, anything you want to do, because members of the joint security are part of the cartel. I was shocked to hear that from Mountain, but we will wait and see. Now, why are we doing this? We are not fighting amongst ourselves, folks. The cartel must go. The cartel have to go. And Joseph Bouaga have to make the cartel go. It's not that because somebody says, well, you supported the puppet. No, you didn't. Every Liberian have to fight to make the cartel leave Liberia. We'll show you some documentary. Look at Haiti. Look at Jamaica. Bodies all on the street. You don't need that in Liberia. We know why it means. We know why it is. To drum over their body, we don't want it again. So the cartel got to go. But Costa, let me call the numbers. Should the government, is the government doing well or is the government not doing well? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 individuals. We took 22 calls. All of the 22. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It say the government not doing well. All of the 22. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 say the government is doing well. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is just spontaneous, something just off the back. Listen, 14 individuals and all these calls, 3 came from Liberia, the rest came from the United States. But something strange happened. Whenever we open the line on the regular show, most people go against the government. But today, the people say, but on this fight against drugs, they have majority that appreciate the fight. Majority appreciating the work of Joseph Yeman Bouaga. Majority appreciating the joint security. Majority saying that we should keep focus. Majority saying that the government is doing something different today than yesterday. Costa, 14 out of 22. Talk to me.
Well, that's all. I'm not very good at math, but I think it's well over 65% of the calls. And it was spontaneous, like Stanton said. He didn't plan this. We just said, you know what? Let's hear from the people. And even the comments here is the majority. So the point here is people know what they know. They see what they see. They see government officials, senior government officials being dismissed by the president. Some of these officials like Makuya, who is like
interrupt you, right? Allow me to interrupt. Yeah, I think this person what to say, I think it is fair. Samuel Jackson said calls from the states, mostly UP. So we're going to take 10, 11 calls from Monrovia, Liberia as a whole.
Let's 10 calls from Liberia.
Yeah. All right. Damo, can you please come on? I want to listen. Damo, you see, these guys now will choke me and I will not sleep. They are saying, Stanton, majority of your call from America and outside the country. Those people are UPs. Can you imagine that, Damo? Can we go?
And that is not true.
Can we take calls from Liberia. We'll take 11. We cannot be even all over. 11 will be good. Let's hear from the people. Just 11, please. Just from Liberia, no international callers.
Hello?
Good evening.
Yeah.
My name is Tomo Doy, and I'm from Nikuta.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, the government is extremely well. We want to applaud the president and the security for the level of what they are doing.
Thank you. Let's take this next person. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, good evening.
You live, go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Ernest Boa, speaking for district number 9, Matadi. I believe the government is doing well.
All right,
Everyone
thank you.
continue to do it.
Thank you. Let's take this next person here. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, you live. Please go ahead. Hello? Okay, that person is not ready. We'll take this next person. Hello?
Good evening.
Yeah, you live. Go ahead.
I'm Brian calling from Broadway. The government is performing poorly, to be frank. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's take another person on the line. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, you live. Go ahead, please.
My name is Mohammed Koma, and I call you from Magibi. The government is doing extremely well.
Thank you, Mohammed. Let's take another person on this line. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, you live. Please go ahead.
My name is Nathaniel Bega, and I'm calling for Concord Time 540. But the government is not doing nothing. They are on Adorado. We are not doing nothing. Adorado. I hate the government also. God bless you.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, I'm Richard Madison. I call from beginner.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, so one cause I found the cartel, the government will always do well. Thank you.
All right, let's take another person here. Hello?
Dama, hold on 1 minute. I don't, Dama, beg you. Is that a yes or no from that person? Because we're taking school here.
Oh, we consider that.
Yeah, we're not consider that, right?
Invalid.
Invalid. So they cancel that. They go to caller number 6.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, you live. Go ahead.
I'm Sheikh Sherry calling for Chikotan.
Mm-hmm.
The government is not doing well. The government is already compromised.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We'll take this next person here. Hello?
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, please go ahead.
I'm seeing Boba Sakaman calling Cinco this evening. The government is not doing well at all.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So that's Zakaman there. Let's take this next person. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, you live. Go ahead.
The government is working well and well.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll take this next person here. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yes, please go ahead.
I'm King Solo. The government is doing well.
Thank you. Thank you. Quick, straight to the point. Hello? You live. Go ahead.
The government is not doing well.
All right, sir. Thank you. All right. So you're marking the callers, CEO?
Yeah, I am marking the callers. I beg you, Dharma, can they be much louder? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got to be fair. We take 22. We took 22 overseas. We take 22. So they take another 12. Then we can balance it out and get out here. So 12 more, please.
Hello?
Hello, baby.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yeah, Muslim is my name, and I join you from Ghana restaurant. Yeah, according to the issue, with the money and fund the government is putting with the file great jobs, I think the government is running, and it's going to lead to a downfall of the
Chief,
government.
is the government doing well or not? Let's leave all the BB.
Not well. There's going to have a couple months.
Thank you.
The government is doing nothing.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Let's just simple opinion. You can bring BB book now. People already want sleep. And then bring a BB book. Let's take this next person here. Hello? Okay. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, please go ahead.
My name is Victoria. I'm on the government is doing excellent.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's take this next person here. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, the government is doing well for
Thank
the
you.
supporting of the jobs. They are doing well.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's take this next person. Hello?
Yeah, how are you?
I'm good, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah, the government is not doing well. The government is trying.
Thank you. Thank you very much. This next person on the line. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, my colleague Peter, I joined from District now, Monserrato County. The government is not doing nothing at all in the fighting of drugs.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Peter. Let's take this next person here. Hello?
Saki, the government has failed.
Okay, thank you. That's Saki there, so that's a no. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, you live. Go ahead.
Yeah, Abu calling from Rototown, the government doing funeral well, 1 million times.
Thank you, Abu. Take this next person. See you. You got that? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
100% well.
Thank you. Let's take this next person.
No, Damo, what did he say? 100% what?
Working. That was what he said.
Okay.
We'll take this next person here. Hello?
Hello. Yeah, hello, Dama.
You live, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah, Dama, this is David King. I look at this government to be conflicted.
Chief, is the government doing well or not?
Not at all.
Okay, thank you.
They are not doing well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Three more.
Okay.
Just 3 more, please. 3.
Next person. Hello? Yeah, you live. Please go ahead.
We're not hearing him.
Sir, please speak louder for us. Hello? Okay, so that person, we didn't get what they said. So...
Yeah, we didn't hear him. 3 more, please.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, you live. Please go ahead.
Yes, Senator. Yes, Senator.
See, the man will answer you for again. The government doing well now.
But man, if you told them well or to understand your story, what is your story? What is the government doing for a drug fight?
Chief, is the government doing well or not?
Nothing is the government doing for a drug fight.
Thank you. So that's a no. That's a no. Let's take this next person. Hello? Yeah, go ahead. Thank you. So
What did he
no.
say?
He said
No?
nothing. Yeah, that's a no. All right, so this person completes the 22 callers. Hello?
The government is doing nothing.
Thank you.
They are damaging the country.
Thank you. So,
All right, Damo, thank you very much. Thanks to all. Now, at least Samuel Jackson will be pleased that we took 22 calls from the international line and 22 calls from the local line. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's give you the result. I see most of you marking it. Somebody said 13, 18, 10, 10. But let me see what I have officially. We took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Now, let's get the score. Is the government doing right? Yes. Let's go for the yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is the government doing well? No. Let's go for the no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we have the results opposite, Damo. In Liberia, locally, 13 individual out of 22 say the government is not doing well. 9 say the government doing well. On the international, from mainly the United States, you have 22 callers. The 22 callers, you got 14 individuals saying, yes, the government is doing extremely well. Then it's saying the government is not doing well. Damo. What a flip. What a flip. And now, Damo, let me hear you before we bring in Henry Pedro Costa. Because I know you're going to step back a little bit. But now we got to speak about this politically, Damo. The international people favor the government fight. The local people are saying, the government should do more. What say you, Damo, before you go? I want to hear you on this one quickly.
Yeah, so the local people, even though people are connected to things now due to social media and instant news, but these are the people mainly affected by what they hear and see. So if they're saying the government is not doing well as per the sample size, then it means that the government should do more. But again, this is not a flawless voting system. This is not a flawless system. But if we go in by face value, then I would say that as well, that people will say a lot of things based on what their political affiliations are, what they feel is the fact. By the end of the day, the local people are the ones mainly affected by what happens here on the ground. So thank you.
Adama Sanago, thank you very much. Pedro, let's come to you now. A good way to go, and a good way to end the show. Ladies and gentlemen, we got about 60 minutes. We'll be out of here 10:30 Liberian time, and that will be 6:30 our time. Actually, we got about 15 minutes to go. Henry, let's talk about the size and what we just heard.
First of all, it's a very small sample size, 22 out of a population of 5 million. So it's not scientific, but yes, it gives you a window. It's a window into how people are thinking. But mind you, we're in a highly toxic, political, partisanized environment. People will look at good and say it's bad just because of their political leaning. So a lot of the things, a lot of the negativity the government gets on this particular issue is not valid. It's coming from people who, if you ask those very same people, how would you vote? They would tell you they would vote against the government, and they will tell you who they will vote for. So what does it say? It says to you, Stanton, that the country is still deeply divided politically, just as the 2023 election results show, Stanton. Very divided. If elections were held today, Stanton, that's very close margin that we have. If nothing dramatic happens between now and 2029, we would have another very close election. That's all it tells you, Stanton. That's all it tells you. So that is why this government has the upper hand, because you know what? And that's speaking of 2029. You said we're going to get there. They are in power. They have the opportunity to score a lot more points. And it's also a good thing that the government has not lost their base, Stanton. That's another thing that needs to be acknowledged. The government's base is still very strong because they are pleased by and large, not entirely, not completely, by the government's performance. So the government has a lot of time, 3.5 years, to win a lot more people over before elections. CDC, on the other hand, they're very strong. Nobody should sit here and say CDC is dead, CDC is weak. Anybody who enters a room where they're discussing serious politics, where they are strategizing for 2029 and say CDC is weak, put that person outside, Center. They don't belong in that room because CDC is not dead. Because CDC is not a normal, regular political party. They are a cult. Jawia can go play Freetown ball in Ghana forever and ever. He can go sleep in Paris forever and ever. If you call elections today, they will vote for him. That is the way it is. But Joe Braga, on the other hand, is not George Weah. Joe Braga has to work hard to deliver results. You just say, when I hear you sometimes bashing the president, someone is fair. Because Joe Braga is not George Weah. George Weah is still a singular most popular Liberian, and for no good reason. He played football. But Joe Braga, on the other hand, has to work hard to keep the support, to maintain the support and the respect of the Liberian people who.
We are losing Costa. Don't do that to us. We can't lose you. We are losing your volume.
Yeah.
Okay, you're good now. You're good. You just want. Yeah. But let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, though. People are telling me now, well, the imposition should be concerned. Like Damo saying, the local people say no. How can this thing be turned around to convince them? Because I expected Costa, all right? I expected the international people to say hell no, and the local people say hell yes. Well, contrary to that, the people, the local people that are feeling the pinch, they are saying no. And those are opposition and rally and CDC was a thank you, Stanton. You didn't want to take the international course. Now we are hearing from the market women. Now we are hearing from the people on the street. They are rejecting Joseph Braga fight on the drugs issue. They will say, thank you, Stanton. You can say 60, 65. You can say 59. The people that are saying no, they need more from this government. That should be concerning, Costa.
Stanton, that is true. Let me tell you why I don't fear CDC. And I supported them in 2023 because my party went with them. A decision I regret. But I'll tell you this. CDC cannot win runoff elections. Statistically, historically. CDC, their base is strong enough to get them into the runoff. But because of the way CDCs think and the way George Weah behaves, they are not able to convince other Liberians who voted for other candidates who dropped out of the race, well, who did not make it to the runoff. That is where you can beat CDC. But Unity Party has their work cut out for them. They need to build a much larger alliance, which is why I always caution them, don't drive people away. You need to win people over to your side. You need every vote you can get because George Weah will definitely be in the runoff. Ellis Cummings will not be there. It will be George Weah and Unity Party in the runoff. You need to win people over in the runoff because George Weah is not able to convince people in a runoff because guess what? George Weah does not honor political commitments. Joe Boakai keeps his political commitment. The people who supported him in a runoff, they are all in the government. And politics is about that. It's about, you scratch my back, I scratch your back. And so George Weah, nobody trusts him. You saw all his political alliance collapse. All his supporters, all his political allies left him. That is where CDC will lose. George Weah has only won one runoff election, 2017, and it was organized by Elling. The runoff election that he organized himself in 2023, he lost it. So I am not intimidated. I am not scared. And I believe that this government, if they continue to do well and they build a much larger tent, they can beat CDC and will retire George Weah forever and ever. And this court that is called CDC can be completely dismantled like Joe Boakai is trying to dismantle the cartel. Until you dismantle this court, Weah will continue to be looming over us politically.
But the CDC talking about a new Weah, or CDC talking about a new comeback. Or
CDC cannot have a new Weah. It's all about George Weah. George Weah is the one the court is believing. The court members, they worship George Weah. They worship George Weah. So
it's his recommitment to those people that got angry with him during the 2017 election that he didn't scratch their back, he scratched only his back and the other people back. They are saying that George Weah is reaching out to them. The comments on George Weah, the Musa Bedete and George Weah. Now listen, this will be a shocking information for you, but I must say, probably that will be the Edwin Snow NPP and Mr. Weah, because we are hearing Edwin Snow going to be the next stand-up bearer for NPP. These are some huge people. Your own party chair or political leader.
Edwin Snow is not Joel Howard Taylor, Stanton.
See that?
Joel Howard Taylor was very strong in Bon County, strong in Bon County. They managed to retain Bon County because of her. Edwin Snow is not Joel. He doesn't have the same political clout that Joel has. I know he's your friend and all, and I know he's a political operator.
If Edwin Snow take over the party, you know that as he coming as a political leader now. He's not coming.
Yeah, but I don't know that Weah would pick him. But whoever Weah picks doesn't matter.
Pick him. It's about the support. I'm not talking about picking them to be vice president, but the support they bring. So.
But NPP was already with CDC, and yet they lost the election. Stanton, don't forget, man. They lost the election with Joel Howard Taylor, who is the biggest face in NPP. They still lost to Joe Boakai.
So let's talk about. So if I would agree with you guys, and ladies and gentlemen, please bear with us. We got about 7 minutes here, because I guess what? I think I'm making me laugh. Your best friend Kev Hassan said he must say hi to you. So we're giving street time.
But Kev, man. No, Kev, man. We're not get politics between us. Kev, no, I want it.
I agree, but the man behind me, so I got to cut the man on the show. We got about 5 more minutes.
Kev,
Kev Hassan. Yeah, Kev, your man here. We got 5 more minutes, guys, and we'll be all of you. Here you are. Talk to us. Talk to us. Talk to Kev. Talk to us.
I'm sitting laughing. Because I said, let's call a bureau. And I'm sitting and I say, hey, don't do that.
Look at him.
I think what Kevin is saying, but it's very good for us to understand Dama. Things change once we call Liberia. They're working the opposition. I'm not going to say they're working CDC. But now it's strengthening the voice going this week and this show and everything Costa said. They'll say, Costa, you're right. But look at what the people say. Ladies and gentlemen, we got 6 more minutes. We got to go. Let's just bring in the 2 sedition here quickly. What you guys have for Costa? Then Costa will wrap up. Kev, you go first.
Costa, I listened to some of your analysis. I think for me, what hurt me the most is that I think the Unity Party gave you guys, especially you, who I believe should be in the middle, not support either side and speak for the Liberian people. I feel disappointed because I think they gave you a wrong story. Let's go to the Wilfred Russell issue. Russell said, and the clip out there, that he don't know anything about the car.
Because we got to save time for your other people, Cap. So just be fast on it.
Yeah, he don't know anything about the car. He only introduced them. He walked out of the room. Listen to you. You said, "Hey, Russell was the guy. Russell X, Y, and Z, right?" And for that conflicting message you sending to the Liberian people, it's kind of disappointing because I've spoken to you. I know you. I know exactly what. I'm disappointed to see you supporting the government because I know that you're supposed to be in the middle. I'm not saying support us, but that was disappointing.
All right, so let's give Costa a chance to respond. Then we got to bring in Clinton because we already got to go. Costa, I've given more than the time we requested. Henry Pedro, you want to respond to that?
I want to respond.
We just got to do this, but I beg you, Chief. Go ahead, Costa.
As I have said here over and over, and I'm just reading one of my posts, Russell made the introduction to the Brooklyn Park Police Chief, Mark Broley, and Mark Broley wrote the authorization, the NSC authorization. That is the only role Russell played. I never said Russell bought the vehicles. I never said that. Stanton can bear me witness. I've said it over and over. So, Kev, my brother, I never said that. And besides that, you talk about staying in the middle. There's no middle ground in Liberian politics. You got to pick a side at some point.
Well, I'm in the middle, Costa. Don't put me in trouble.
Okay, you in the middle on the election time. I thought we'll know. Stand up, we'll know how to be in the middle when election comes.
Because before we squeeze in Clinton, though, I want you to speak to the issue with Amara Conan, the way in which Donald started. I don't want to do this, but I really want to give you the chance to address it. That Donald Trump said, Amara Conan stole the election for George Manawia 2017. It's the most important, allegation of Amara Conan. We leave the religion part out. But what say you? Why go after Amara Conan? He was very important in 2023.
Well, Daniel Sano is a government spokesman. The work they do, they have to be combative. They have to defend government. That's his job. I don't work for the government, and I do not want to work for the government. I want to make that clear. But Amara Conan played a very critical role in helping Unity Party. We saw it in the last minute. Yes, he came and met the people. They were there. They had already. A lot of people did the work, Stanton. A lot of people did the work to make Joe Biden president. And the Stanton Weatherspoon, the Henry Costa. It's like a house. You start from the foundation, and somebody will put the roof, and somebody will paint, and somebody will spray. Will run the wires. So I think the Unity Party. My only thing is that disagree with Senator Conan all you want. Challenge him respectfully to present whatever evidence he claims he has or whatever information he claims he has. But there's no need to be combative because I believe Amara Conan to be an ally of the Unity Party. So that I was just cautioning, but I'm not here to dictate to Daniel Sando how to do his job. But I think there's no need for being combative with people who were allies. Even the same goes to you, Stanton. If they disagree with you, let them challenge you on the issues. But there's no need to alienate you because you're one of the fiercest and strongest supporters. There are things I know about how you supported that most of them don't know. There are things that only you and I know, Stanton. The role you and I play that most of them don't know. And there are only few people know. You, me, the president, and maybe one or two other people know. Stand up.
Don't call me. Don't call me. Let me bring in Clinton real quick. Costa, before Clinton, I received information. Is it true that you were offered the position as for the Ministry of Information? Were you offered? Were you asked recently? Are the women thinking about changing and sending you the information ministry?
Absolutely. No such offer was made, and I am not interested.
Okay.
I'm not. I think PI is doing a good job.
Okay. No, I heard that PI was going somewhere else, which was very, very important.
Well, I heard the rumor. I've heard the rumor. I've heard people say I'm being considered for information minister, but I'm not interested. And I think PI is doing a good job.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, Clinton. I beg you, we'll bring you in, my man. Let me squeeze Costa because we had the last two lineup, but this will be the last one. Talk to us about our friend, your friend, the put manager, Sekou Douklé. The issue with him in Minnesota.
That's a good point. Well, Sekou Douklé is somebody I brought into the Joe Biden orbit. And he was a big supporter, contributed a lot financially, and he's a good, well-established businessman. The story that came out about his business, the group home business, because he owns, a real estate business as well. It does not border on criminality. It borders on procedural issues. Like, for example, the director had left, and so Sekou Douklé temporarily stepped in as director on record, and they've ever since corrected that. And so that is something the Minnesota Department of Health said in the article, that it is not in. They said it does not prohibit the statute, but that is the Sekou Douklé thing. That's a business issue, Stanton. Businesses have issues here in America, Stanton. We know that businesses can have issues, and the authorities will step in. And it's a normal thing. Microsoft, Facebook.
We're not hearing you. No, hold on 1 minute. I know we're not hearing you. I think we'll pause that you'll reconnect. You guys can hear him, Clinton? You can hear Costa? All right. Because Clinton, you're muted. Come in, Clinton. You're muted.
I wasn't hearing him.
Yeah, it been happening, but we got to give Costa the chance to close. Man, what kind of conversation we just had with Henry Petro. Costa, we want to say to all of you, get ready for Martin Cody. Martin Cody will be firing. And we want to say to all of you, let's bring Costa back to do his closing. Maybe he's better. Costa, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, finish us, sir.
Yeah, so as I was saying, businesses in the United States and in every jurisdiction will have issues with the authorities that regulate them. It happens all over the world, Stanton. Big banks, large corporations, they are fined. Actions that taken, so now licenses are suspended. It happens all the time. The only reason why people are making noise about what's happening with Sekou Douglé's company is because Sekou Douklé is a Liberian government official. Facebook is right now facing the biggest lawsuit perhaps in the history of the corporate world. $1 trillion lawsuit that, I'm a possible, so that could completely change the way social media operates. So Sekou Douglé's problems are typical business issues, strictly business. Has nothing to do with his politics. If somebody has an issue with Sekou Douglé's performance at NPA boss, it's a totally different thing. But his businesses in America, which he does not run, it's a totally different issue. So there's a business issue, period.
It's good to hear that from you, and it's good to discuss it. Thank you very much. Clinton, let's end with you. What say you? Then Costa will do his closing.
Well, thank you very much. I hope I will have come on much sooner. But I think Costa did a very good job tonight on one thing, and a very good job on one thing, and that is he made an important case tonight for political prosecution. And I'll say that because, Costa said emphatically that President Bouagai must have given the go-ahead for them to have arrested the former vice president, that he must have sent evidence to support that. Now, typically, presidents do not get directly involved in investigation. They set general criminal justice policies, and then people at the local levels are free to follow that. But when you have a president who's making decisions, who's reviewing the evidence with investigators and deciding, yes, go and arrest Martin Taylor, yes, do not. So this explains, because I just make an appointment, this explains why somebody who's like a son to the president, like Mark Ware, has not been arrested, because President Bouakai is making the decision on who gets arrested and who does not get arrested. This is not a democratic society. This is one where you have a president who is making the decision to go after his political opponents. Look, even here in the United States, the Justice Department has a policy. that the president, the White House has a policy that the presidents do not directly get involved with investigators. He may be briefed by political appointees on investigations, nothing more. But yeah, you have President Bouaka reviewing the evidence and telling them, yes, you have my blessings. Go and arrest Madam Joel Taylor. Yes, you can go and arrest this individual. Yes, keep Marquia somewhere, even though with all the evidence against him, he's not. So look, you just made a very good case for everything we say here tonight, that President Bouaka is using this drug as a cover or to go after political opponents. It's not typical for any president to get that involved at that level with investigators. It's unfortunate that our president is doing that. The reason why you keep presidents away from that from investigation is to allow law enforcement to follow the evidence only. And
what is your question, my brother?
I'm not asking a question. I'm making a statement. You can respond to that after that. Right?
Your statement is noted.
Okay. So after if you say all that, you're just making a case for us tonight where we say that this president is going after his political opponents.
Again, Henry Pedro and the people, want to say thank you very much for joining us, and all of you. Man, that was a wonderful show, guys. Come back tomorrow. We have a great show for you. And don't forget, Martin Cordy date and time will be sent to you in your inbox. We're doing something new on Spoon. You have to follow us. We'll be reaching into your inbox with our programs and our topics. And again, you will be the first to know. We are not selling like the True Social. Somebody bought something like that, the first to know access to True Social posts. And
yeah,
again, this is so let's bring you in, my man. Thank you for joining us. You can now close, and we appreciate your time on Spoon tonight.
Thank you very much, Stanton, and I had a great time. I think Brother Gama there does not understand. First of all, Liberia is not the United States. In the United States, the Justice Department is supposed to have a certain degree of independence of the presidency. That is the way it's supposed to work. Liberia is different. What I said, which you did not listen to, or your partisan ears did not permit you to view or to hear it objectively, is that Joel Howard Taylor, former vice president, is a high-profile individual, highly political individual, an actively participating politician. She still actively participates in the political space. For somebody such as her to have been charged in a very toxic political partisan environment such as ours, the president must have requested to see, or must have seen the evidence, must have been convinced that his law enforcement people have watertight evidence to move forward. Because this is a cautious president who acts with wisdom. That is what I said. I did not say the president picked her and said, go after her. I said he must have cleared it. He must have been convinced, because this president does not and is not a person who witch hunts people. So in closing, Stanton, thank you very much for the invitation. I think I had a wonderful time here, and I look forward to coming back whenever the need arises. And thank you so much, and to all your viewers. And I had a wonderful time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. There go Henry Pedro Costa. Have a wonderful evening, sir. It's always good to Henry.
Stanton, look, it's interesting where Costa just.
Let me just bring Dama in quick. Dama, if you're in the back and you
Dama come back. It's interesting where Costa said, and then he, unfortunately we are here at the end of the show. Whether Liberia is America or not is a bad thing for the president to be the one reviewing the evidence and saying whether the president is not a lawyer. He doesn't work.
Yeah, but you're the legal person on the show right now. Listen, I want us to wait tomorrow when we have the other lawyers on, and we can discuss it. Right? This was a one-on-one program with Henry Pedro Costa. We discussed a long range of issues. Something he went after your political leader and say it was accidental, for you guys to even get the drugs, $100 million drugs information. He said a lot of good things. He said a lot of things. But the important thing here, we really got to go. Kev, you were going there, though. I want to give you a chance.
Tomorrow.
The people on the real quick, I want to give Kev a chance here. The people on the international line said, and Dama spoke something about this, I will end with Dama, that, hey, the government is doing a good job. But the local people went opposite, even opposite, to say no. We are not, look, we know, we're not feeling it. Yeah, that speaks volume. Talk to me.
Well, Spencer, we said that over and over again. Those who on the ground, they know, right? It tells you that my friend Costa and PR on the show was a failure. The reason I say it was a failure because he failed to win the minds of the people. The people call and debunk. The people from America, you don't even know what's going on. You know, from Rock of Ages, America, Liberians in America always went wrong. From Rock of Ages, we know that. So people who calling from here, those guys are there's something else. But folks on the ground is very, very important. So it tells me that what Costa came to sell, it didn't work. The people say, no, we're not going to take it. The president is a complete failure when it comes to drugs. The people say the president is not doing a good job. The people understand that Marquia is the president's son. He said, don't touch this. Don't touch Marquia. The president is singing the MC Hammer song. You can touch this. The first lady said, you can touch my song, my son.
So again, we keep the rest of it for tomorrow. It was a wonderful show. Thank you very much, Kafiko. Thank you, Clinton, for coming to help out. Join us tomorrow. We have a great one for you. Donald Slanger producing tomorrow again. Stanton Witherspoon will be here, and the rest of the Spoon Talk team. We will be in your inboxes. We'll be on your messenger phone. We will be all over, and we'll be having a great show. I want to say to you, thank you, Kafiko. Let's see you tomorrow. Damo, what a day. A lot of stuff was said today from Costa, and I think we have fun tonight. The Liberian people went home with something. At the end of the day, squeezing in with this announcement that Martin Cordy is coming, man, like you have never seen before this week. Whether you believe him or you don't believe him, the Liberian people need to know it all. But here we are. We will be bringing Martin Cordy on the show. We'll discuss issue of national concern and the drugs fight. So ladies and gentlemen, set your date and your time. We'll inform you. Damon, I'm concerned about the flip. I saw Unity partisans smiling when we took the first 22 calls from the United States. I saw them. I saw Mo Ali celebrating. I saw them, Stephen Johnson jumping from tree to tree, right? I saw Unity Party Chairman, Reverend Tappe, saying, we told you guys we got this. I saw Emma Stewart saying, yes, indeed, I can get my COSU ready for 2029. But when we went back to Liberia, the people said, not too fast. The people said, not too fast. The people in the country, Damo, let me hear this from you. You on the street, you know the terrain. The people in the country say they need more. Damo, what a message today. You're muted.
Yeah, thank you. This is a popular democracy that we run in Liberia, and opinions differ, again, based on what your affiliation is, what information you've been listening to, and what expectation that you have. But what it goes to tell all of us is Liberians, irrespective of whatever side of the political divide they find themselves, they want better things to be done in the fight against drugs. As to whether or not the effort so far meets their approval or it doesn't meet their approval, what the middle language there is, they don't want Liberia to be a drug country. They don't want Liberia to be a narco state. They want the government to take the bull by the horns, and they want to see real persecution so as to scare people away from coming to Liberia to do drugs, whether trafficking or transiting or whatever. That's the main message from Liberians. So for those in the government, it's a wake-up call that if they haven't woken up yet to do more than what they're doing. For those in the opposition, it's also a period for them to look at what is being done, and it's a warning to them too, that if the opposition wins power in 2029, they should expect that the expectation of the Liberian people, especially when it comes to drugs, is a no-go zone. This is a matter that Liberians want to see resolved. Also, before I leave, I want to say we forgot to do this. I know because you came on the show and you had your own mood. But to the people of Grand Bassa County, they lost their superintendent, their former superintendent, just last night. And the people of Bong County as well did lose their former superintendent just during the day on Saturday. So we had two former superintendents, losing their lives or passing away within a space of just between 24 hours. So to the families of those persons who lost their lives, Janji Bape and Rennie Jackson, they serve as superintendents for their respective counties. Our condolences to the family, to the people of Bong and Grand Bassa and their loved ones as well. I just wanted to push that point.
And again, thank you very much. I want to say yes, indeed. We stand with them. They are in our prayer. Janji Bape, I was able to speak to him a few months back. Again, Rennie Jackson is the father-in-law of our brother on this show, Paul Kennedy. That's his wife's father, Rennie Jackson. We extend our sympathy to the entire family. We pray for them. We pray Godspeed. And our brother also lost his maternal brother. You say I should say maternal brother. I don't know the importance of that. Our brother, the Councilor Lafayette Good, on this show on Spoon Talk. We extend our sympathy again to Lafayette Good. I want to say to all of you, it's been a wonderful show. God bless you. God keep you. May God bless your week. You're going out, may be blessed. You're coming in, may be blessed. Wherever you are, continue to follow Spoon. Because of you, we are here. We appreciate everything you continue to do. We do appreciate you. I don't know where you might have George coming. We're finished. We're done. My brother, let's run before the guys that guy and hook us up. Have a good night, Jama, and I do appreciate you producing. Thanks to Henry Pedro Costa. Thanks to all of you. May God love be yours. As always, good night.
Thank you. This week is going to be a very, very busy week. Tuesday, all official assignments resume. We're looking at the Jua Howard Taylor scenario. She's still at the hospital, undergoing doctor's observation. So what we're hearing from our sources is Tuesday, all of that is going to pick up, whether or not she will be taken away from the hospital to the magisterial court and then to the central prison, or whether or not she will be arraigned before court and then be placed under house arrest for better medical care. We're hearing a lot of different things, but as the week plays on, we'll know what is going to transpire. We're also hearing that former President William might be returning to the country this week as well. So it makes for a very,
because no, you can't do that to me and say Chilego. No, you see, that I love they pick it up. I love but that was seriously. You can't do that to me and say Chilego. Former President, we are coming back to do what? The people got to understand this, and we're discussing on the show tomorrow. Is he coming to call for mass protest? The one that said protest on what? Protest against the fight on cocaine and drugs? With the former president, after giving the powerful speech, like the tradition are saying, at the legal bar in Nigeria, where he now come back and call mass protest. Damn, you want us to believe that he coming to call mass protest on the fight against drugs in favor of Madam Joa Howard Taylor. Damn, you want us to believe that this will happen? Or will the president just come back and go?
I didn't write this speech.
No. Let me just say that. Let me say my own. You invoke the whole thing. Yeah, we were going in peace. You decided to bring it up. But no. I gotta finish on my own. I bless the people at all. I said the thing. I bless the people. Not holiday off. We'll be here tomorrow. But again, let me say this though. People are saying President Well will come back and go see Madam Joa. Yes, he will. He should. But that's it. Maybe he will see her or place a phone call to her one time. That's it. Thereafter, President Well will step far from this thing. Because you're talking about drugs, allegation of drugs. After people saying Jacobina, Johnny, and the rest of them would tell the president, say, these are the charges, these are the evidence we have received, President Well will say, my head on his side. The law will be the law, and he will stay far away. But nobody, no sedition, all the things that run away. That President, we are the peace icon, the peace in your Gabriel, where the peace in your name? The peace in your Michael, in your Gabriel, the man that stand with peace that read by God in Jesus Christ. The man that won the Ballon d'Or and the peace assignment in Barcelona Tato, that he will come and call for mass protest to go against the government in this fight against drugs. It will not happen, my people. Joia is not built for that. Jowiah cannot do that. Jowiah will be morally supportive, and then therefore he will stay back and allow the law to be law. If anybody thinks he come to call for mass protest, he come to go on the street and demonstrate, he will be fighting on behalf of the drugs cartel. Therefore, Jowiah will not do that. I see you again. Don't get me started, Damo. Don't get me started. But I see you tomorrow.
I just wanted you to end the show, not the way you began the show. You know, you see how you end it, you go now. Bye-bye. Folks, thank you for watching. Definitely Spoon Talk will be back tomorrow, 8 p.m. Liberian time, whatever the time difference is at your end. You should join us this week. Promises to be a week full of activities, and you can trust us at the Spoon Network, the entire team, to put you on the spot and to make sure we bring to you what's unfolding in Liberia. Have yourselves a wonderful night. Thank you for watching. Those of you that it's not night at where you are, pleasant day. Bye-bye.
Yes, a special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoons. And your boy, right in the South, man. James on the way. To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of the action. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon. I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia.